Yeah, Amos saw the storm before we felt the rain. Does your judgment don't miss nobody? Not then, not now. Oh, from Zion came that voice, heavy like a lion's roar. Most High calling out the nation, settling every score. Gaza, Damascus tide, he said, I remember what you done. Fire gon' meet your strongholds when the reckoning comes. Ain't no hiding from the truth when the trumpet begins. He said, for 3 transgressions, and yeah, for 4 I ain't holding it in. Judgment rolling in like thunder on the plain. Ain't no peace when wicked men keep playing with.
Look at them, huddled in the cold, staring at a ball of lights like it's magic.
They really believe a new number makes it a new year.
Earth's just spinning, frozen and tired, nothing changes. And still they cheer. That's faith for you.
Faith or distraction. Either way, it keeps them paying.
New year. I'm losing weight. It's gonna be the new me. Well, maybe next year I'll go to the gym. Morning. Happy New Year.
Dad?
Hey, bud.
How's it a new year when everything's all dead? Shouldn't the new year be when stuff comes back to life? Like in spring?
Message! Listen to your son, Jack. You're too old to be that dumb. Incoming!
Whoa.
Right.
Yeah. Hi. I'm trying to sleep for the winter. I'm hibernating. Why are y'all celebrating a new year when we call it winter and we sleep? Go home and come out in spring, you morons. And you and the hunter get up. This is for my cousin.
Plantation. 9 to 5 be the time I was wasting. Man, I feel like I need a vacation. Saving up for my resignation. Why I feel like my manager hating. Ain't the one for no verbal castration. This government ain't giving reparation. We'll go to crime trying to fight the temptation.
Rejoice in tribulations, demonstrate patience in every situation, picking up the pieces to their heart restoration. People broken hearted and in need of salvation. Yeah. We in captivity, we done lost our history. Disconnected from his laws, now there's no integrity. Here's the book and let them see, because they dying in these streets. Walking in darkness and where the carcass is, the eagles be. Walking in darkness and where the carcass around us like vultures. Murder on their mind when they approach us. Let your light shine, watch them scatter like roaches. Babylon falling cause we taking back our culture. Heal our land, Abba now, put us back in agriculture. This word burning them up, Romans is a flamethrower. We prophesy destruction, nukes coming, game over. International, continental, ballistic missile. Them bombs dropping like rain, no drizzle. The lake of fire make them sizzle. Showing fruits of the spirit, we don't gather figs of thistles. That's the dog, you know, so just like you were saying.
Shiny Bright Laws. I'm a travel business owner. My business is always Shine Bright Travel, where we help you discover your next bright destination. I want to talk to you really quickly today about becoming a travel business owner. Listen, if your passion is traveling, if your passion is exploring the world, if your passion is wanting to travel and explore the world, then you should become a travel business owner, okay? I have 2 easy ways to get started. Less than 1 minute, okay? The first way, up here, our website, travelagentworkshop.com. And please use my sponsor ID, Always Shine Bright, okay? The second way is a text code. Text the word workshop to the number 281-767-9711. And again, reference my sponsor ID, Always Shine Bright, okay? Listen. The workshop is free. It's a free 3-day workshop, which gives you all the information on how to get started to become a travel business owner, okay? Any questions that you have will get answered within that workshop, okay? So let me meet you on the money-making side of travel, where you can turn your passion into your paycheck.
Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy, Chef D-Nail. Over here, Guess Who's Cooking? Good cooking, good eating, good living. Y'all know how we do it every Sunday about this time, man. We're going to get straight to it. We got the chicken and dumplings, all right? We got the perch fish with the mac and cheese, with the yams, with the 5 cheese toast over here on the Texas side. And, of course, we got the world-famous turkey tips, all right? We also got, on this one, we got the greens with the turkey tails, and we got the spaghetti. You already know what time it is, man. Hit the link. 773-992-4737 is the phone number to place your order every Sunday. All right? And you can hit us up on the Cash App to make payments at Guess Who's Cooking, the number 2. All right? You can hit the www.guesswho'scooking on the World Wide Web. You can catch us on Facebook Marketplace under Guess Who's Cooking, and of course on TikTok, man, at Guess Who's Cooking. Come on down, get your orders.
Give me shame, I give you peace from underneath. Give me mind and being light to reignite. Can you open up the doors to let me in? Can you open up the doors to let me in? You could put the heart inside, don't top my head. As I sing the love inside from out my mouth. Tell me what you need to find. Tell me now. Tell me what you need to find.
My hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacles.
I caught a demon in my house and cast it out on sight. That's why they hate on Yasharala, cause we shine that bright. Them other nations in the dark and we the children of light. Yeah, we the salt of the earth and yeah, we breaking the curse. And we rehearse the righteous acts cause we ain't trying to get murked. And yeah, this truth is gonna heal you, but at first it gon' hurt. That's why you see us in the field putting in laborers work. Feet in the block with that manna that came from heaven with mirth. We lit like frankincense. Yeah, we them ancient men. We lit like 7 candlesticks. Confess my faults, no secret sin. They on the outside looking in, peeping in, peeking in. They thinking about sneaking in, but we perceive thoughts. And obey what we've been taught. Okay, my riches stored in heaven. I don't lock it in a vault. Standing on my father's business. Yeah, I walk it how I talk. Against the rulers of the darkness of this world, I done fought and knocked them out. With my sword, about to cut their heads off. They put up Planned Parenthood, but couldn't cut the eggs off. So we scramble up their brains while they drunk off eggnog. Babylon was big wolf, now it's just a dead dog. America, the mother of harlots. The saints gon' take the kingdom, that's gon' happen regardless. Yeah, how was Shah coming, garment like red carpet. Brought this truth to their ear, but they still didn't hearken. I caught a demon in my house and cast it out on sight. That's why they hate on Yasharala, cause we shine that bright. Them other nations in the dark and we the children of light. Yeah, we the salt of the earth and yeah, we breaking the curse. And we rehearse the righteous acts cause we ain't trying to get murked. And yeah, this truth is gonna heal you, but at first it gon' hurt. That's why you see us in the field, putting in laborers' work. Feet in the block with that manna that came from heaven with mirth.
Yasha, Allah, Yada, Awa, Abba. Now the wicked in me dwelling, can't invite them to me. Cops, it's a different service, sir. We be feeling hurting, not on purpose. Who telling the realest burden? You heard me, Yasha, the attorney. From Frashana, Johnny Cochran, Judah, follow the dot. America moving kinda Sodom. I think we got a problem. Never did no Gucci, nor the Balenciaga. But keep the sword for that beef. This Nehemiah when Benny Hanna. Got my Apocrypha, Phantoms of the Op. Revelation 2 and 9. It's toxic to imposters. One is out locked up. Ain't that how they bribed us? The sinners and slave owners. Ain't that they forefathers? Take a breath, the labor is set. The scripture, the plug. Let's pray all connect. He for all haters, yep, I bet I make them sweat. 12 tribes, 12 gates. On occasion on the flesh.
Caught a demon in my house and cast it out on sight. That's why they hate on Yasharala, cause we shine that bright. Them other nations in the dark and we the children of light. Yeah, we the salt of the earth and yeah, we breaking the curse. And we rehearse the righteous acts cause we ain't trying to get murked. And yeah, this truth is gonna heal you, but at first it gon' hurt. That's why you see us in the field putting in laborers' work. Feet in the block with that manna that came from heaven with mirth.
Y'all rap, we laboring, that's what they savoring, that Torah dressing. And with the motion in the flesh, my Abba do the flexion. No way for it, step out that boat, I had to catch the wave. Brown the reed, script EP, this that point break. When I went up, I let it go, I didn't pump fate. That episode real Yahusha, so I'm throwing trays. Steady killing, protecting what he bestowed to me. I'm locked in, my radar detect the foolery. I'm big chillin', resting on the 5 deuce. This that 7, no fit, but I toss quick. Precepts through the falsehood. Cue ball on the break, I like to earn, I ain't gotta take. Stay in my soldier gang, keep it groovy. In the bunkers with it to a dirty. We got the adversary in the full Nelson. This that bread for the people, and you all
I caught a demon in my house and cast it out on sight. That's why they hate on Yasharala, cause we shine that bright. Them other nations in the dark and we the children of light. Yeah, we the salt of the earth and yeah, we breaking the curse. And we rehearse the righteous acts cause we ain't trying to get murked. And yeah, this truth is gonna heal you, but at first it gon' hurt. That's why you see us in the field putting in laborers' work. Feet in the block with that manna that came from heaven with mirth.
Can I be heard? You hear me, Zadok? Shalom, Zadok.
Shalom, shalom, Khan. I can hear you.
Shalom to the family checking in, tuning in. Shalom. Yabashim Yahweh Barakatah, Washem Martha. Positive vibes to the 12 tribes worldwide, right? It's HOI to the chariots fly. That's all we know, right? And that's what we about to get ready to represent and put this information out. And this is a real curriculum that we putting together for y'all, right? So we want y'all to make sure y'all taking notes and that y'all are taking something away from these lessons to be edified. And we might even start testing with a few different questions from each person's lesson periodically to see if you guys are actually remembering and learning the information coming out. But before I get into all of that, new year, new me, huh? You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen y'all since last year.
That's right.
But you still look so lovely, man. You're so beautiful. But I ain't seen y'all since last year because the new year, right? According to Satan. But we're gonna learn a lot about that and how the timing is just all thrown off in 2020, so-called 2026 on the Gregorian calendar. But we want to get into our prayer first before we do anything. I want to say all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. I want to say, peace and blessings to all the brothers and sisters who put in their work daily, who are staying diligent, who going through tribulations. There is a reward. There is a consolation for your tribulation. Understand and know that. The Lord tells us over and over again, right? Just keep grinding, bro. It ain't going to be easy. You come to serve the Lord, you will be tested. All right? So let's get into this prayer. All right? I'm going to give y'all, 30 seconds to face the east. And wherever the east is, where you at, just stand up and we'll open up with the prayer, with the Lord's Prayer. All right. Y'all ready, fam? All right. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakoka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Natalanawa, Lakom, Kayawan, Wasalak now, Kabawafi now, Kasalak now, Chabawafi now, Wala'a, Tabanaya, Banasai 1, Abo, Hawashana, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Ahala, Wahataparaf, Lawalamyam, Man. All right. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us for our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
That's right.
All right. Got that done. Got that out the way. Prayers up. I hope all of y'all having a blessed so-called New Year's Day, because it's really not the new year, right? But we're going to go into a plethora of things and get a full, well-rounded lesson. We're not only going to talk about, the new year, new me hype that's going on around here, which is always crazy, right? New year, new me, and nobody ever makes the changes. I'm not going to say nobody, but one of the main reasons why you blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics don't make the changes that you're trying to make is because you don't put God first. You don't know the Lord. You don't keep his commandments. How are you going to get the type of blessings that you're asking for? How are you going to change your life and really turn your whole life around if you don't do what the Lord told you to do, right? Which is keep his commandments with all your heart and all your soul. How are you going to become a new you, right? Do you even know what a new you is according to the Bible, according to God? Do you even have a clue, right? I think that the world has just brainwashed us, our people, so bad. When I say us, I mean so-called black people, Native Americans, and Hispanics, right? I believe the world has brainwashed our people so bad that they basically, don't even care. You know what I'm saying? If you're one of these people that really don't even care, just know that we come from that walk too. A lot of us come from that too. We weren't always proclaiming to be Israelites. But one of the main reasons that you don't care is because you really don't love God. You really don't care about the Lord. So that's something that each individual has to do the searching within themselves to figure out, as far as how to really get the results that you're looking for, right? With your new year, brew me goals, because it's just all paganism at the end of the day. What you don't know is even having a New Year's resolution, right? Even having that makes you a pagan, because you're doing it in celebration of the false god named Janus. You're doing it in celebration of pagan deities that the Romans, right? They used to worship. They did rituals and different things on this day to this pagan god Janus, the god of the future and the past, right? The god of new beginnings and the past, and they used to pray to this god. So when you celebrate what they were celebrating, aren't you doing the same thing? That's the crazy part, is that you're doing the same thing. You're doing all of the same things that pagans do. Christmas, you're going to celebrate this Valentine's Day coming up more than likely. You're doing everything that pagans do. But somehow you are saying that you're not a pagan. Somehow you're saying that you love God, and that's just not true, right? We got to stop doing that, man. You blacks, Native Americans, Hispanics got to stop doing that. You wonder why the Lord keeps allowing you to get shot down on traffic stops. You wonder why people just getting randomly shot by their own people. All this BS is going. It's judgment. It is judgment for your disobedience. But you don't care. At the end of the day, a lot of our people, you know what I'm saying, as long as they getting some money and doing whatever they want to do, they don't really care about the Lord. But you know, I'm not here to have to just, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, go at people in that light. We're gonna bring out some scriptures to show you, and we're gonna bring out a lot of, you know, different footage and different information on how you can fight this demon. In the end, we got to have a solution, right? So we're gonna give you a couple of solutions, because this is all about growth. It's not just about talking at you or at people or to people. This is about real growth. But first, I want to get into some current events, right? Some current events that really don't necessarily have to do with the new year, but this is stuff that we're seeing every day. We always do this as Israelites, right? So Jake, you know, Jake is still taking L's, you know, all over the place. Jake has jungle fever and he's taking L's because of it all over the place. What am I talking about? Right? Sharon Moore, the coach for Michigan State, right? Sharon Moore, Smokey Robinson, Shannon Sharp, right? They keep you brothers, man. It never ceases to amaze me how our brothers are so soft and weak for the other nations. As far as it's like, you know, whatever you're not used to, our people have an affinity for whatever they're not used to. But it's all stupidity and it's all brainwashing at the end of the day. A lot of these brothers, these celebrities, these athletes, these cooned out black men, right? Black men and women. Because Nicki Minaj is in there too. We're gonna talk about her later. Cooned out as Negroes, right? You keep letting the so-called white man give you everything and then take it right back from you. As far as this coach from Michigan State goes, the Negroes making $6 million a year had a $30 million contract, and destruction was already coming to him anyway in some way, shape, or form, because he had a white wife already, 3 children by this white woman, and his mistress was also a snow bunny, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm a still Umar. I don't really deal with wisdom from Pan-Africans or anybody else other than Israelites, to be honest. But I'm still some of the things that Umar had to say about these coons, about these black people who continue to be tricked and bamboozled by the enemy because they love them and they trust them. Of course, I'm not saying so-called black people, our people are the most trustable people on the planet. I ain't saying that like, okay, you could trust us more than white people, but you could trust Israelites. If you came over to this side, if you came to an Israelite event and you set your phone down at the end of the night, I bet you'll still have your phone. I bet you we won't be looking around calling people saying, did you steal a phone? You'll still have any of your possessions, right? This is something that we know. So at the end of the day, you Jakes, man, y'all never cease to amaze me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Zadok? Is Armapar, you there too? These Jakes, bro. These niggas, bro. You know what I'm saying? Every time you cut the TV on, they getting sued. You know what I'm saying? These little Shedemites just robbing them. You know what I'm saying? Basically, these white women that's gold digging, it's black women that's gold digging too. We ain't gonna let y'all off the hook, but these white women that's gold digging, they are really out here as damn near terrorists. We are gonna actually eventually have to call these snow bunnies that take brothers for their money or just try to get with brothers, period, that are athletes and celebrities. We're gonna have to start calling them a domestic terrorist group. The damn ADL got us on the watch list, right? And I know I talk fast, but if any of you brothers want to jump in there and say Salakia, I hear you. But yeah, man, it's just crazy. It's just crazy what's going on with our people. These snow bunnies are basically the domestic terrorists. they're going to extort, and if they can't get the money out of you straight up or through extortion or through using the legal system, they will flat out kill you and just take the inheritance. So what's happening? Our so-called brothers and sisters, but mostly our brothers, like the Sharon Moore brother, right? Are the generational wealth that they should be building is not gonna be built, because they letting the snow bunnies, y'all niggas. I'm gonna keep it real. Y'all niggas are letting the snow bunnies basically, you know what I'm saying, just run all over y'all. Y'all letting the snow bunnies just terrorize y'all. That's soft, that's weak, that's weird. That's weird, that's lame, that's everything. Let's see what Dr. Umar got to say about it. You know what I'm saying? Because some of you Israelites too, some of you off brothers. Let me be politically correct. You want a snow bunny? Y'all trying to fix the doctrine so you can get you a snow bunny. But this is your fate right here. This is how you finna end up right here. Trying to change Gentile, trying to act like the Gentiles gonna be on some kind of level with it. This is your salvation right here. Go ahead and play that video. This is what's coming to you niggas.
With children. So be that as it may, I'm assuming allegedly the Snow Bunny homewrecker, she got pregnant, or she thought she was pregnant, allegedly. According to the reports, Sharon Moore dashes a Plan B birth control pill, Art. You are the head coach of football, and you're going to DoorDash a Plan B. Art, is this nigga crazy? You don't DoorDash no Plan B in an all-white town of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Are you insane? So he DoorDashes the Plan B. I assume he forced her to take it or try to make her take it, allegedly. So guess what she does, Art? As we've talked about before, she used her Snow Bunny privilege. She ran to the director of athletics and she snitched on her lover. That Snow Bunny ran to the university, Art, and snitched his ass out. She showed him the text messages. She showed him the videos. She gave them the whole line of events. He gets fired and arrested on December the 10th. He goes home to his wife, Snow Bunny number one. He's threatening to hurt himself in front of the wife, according to the wife, Art. Then he grabs a butter knife, allegedly. He grabs a butter knife and runs over to the Snow Bunny mistress's apartment. Mind you, at least at one time, the Snow Bunny mistress was living in the same apartment complex with some of the players, Art. So you know everybody knew he was dealing with her because they said they saw his car outside at night. They saw him coming out of her apartment at night. How you gonna be this sloppy, Art, making $6 million a year? $6 million a year. You threw that away for pale vagina. How do you do this? And then, Art, that is a $500,000 a month paycheck. You mean to tell me you are married with 3 children? You get a paycheck for $500,000 a month, Art, and you threw it away for the pale vagina.
Fast forward to 4 minutes and 30 seconds, Adam.
The Snow Bunny mistress is a.
Y'all can go back and watch the whole thing if you want to. We're just gonna take clip 4 minutes, the 4 minutes and 30 second mark. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. We'll go to the 7 minute mark after that.
That as it may, I'm assuming allegedly the Snow Bunny homewrecker, she got pregnant, or she thought she was pregnant, allegedly. According to the reports, Sharon Moore DoorDashes a Plan B birth control pill, Art. You are the head coach of a top team in football, and you're going to DoorDash a Plan B. Art, is this nigga crazy? You don't DoorDash no Plan B in an all-white town of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Are you insane? So he DoorDashes the Plan B. I assume he forced her to take it or try to make her take it, allegedly. So guess what she does, Art? As we've talked about before, she used her Snow Bunny privilege. She ran to the director of athletics and she snitched on her lover. That Snow Bunny ran to the University Art and snitched his ass out. She showed him the text messages. She showed him the videos. She gave them the whole line of events. He gets fired and arrested on December the 10th. He goes home to his wife, Snow Bunny number 1. He's threatening to hurt himself in front of the wife, according to the wife, Art. Then he grabs a butter knife, allegedly. He grabs a butter knife and runs over to the Snow Bunny mistress's apartment. Mind you, at least at one time, the Snow Bunny mistress was living in the same apartment complex with some of the players, Art. Everybody knew
all we did was just replay it.
Dealing with her because they said.
Right. So if you are, I mean, we Israelites, right? You know, we don't deal with women that we married to or about to marry. Not just every random chick, especially not Shedamites, right? So if this brother, if he was, guess what? If he was living right, if he was living the lifestyle the way we live it, right, he'll still have a job.
That's right.
He would still have a job right now. If he wasn't thinking that he could deal with Snow Bunnies the way that Jake be out here just dealing with, you know what I'm saying, all these tramps. If he wasn't thinking that, oh, I can deal with them just like they just gold diggers like the black ones. If he wasn't forgetting that, yo, these people are part of the people that hate us. If he wasn't, you know, just so ignorant about how these people move, he wouldn't have been doing what he was doing. So to a lot of you, to all of you black athletes, celebrities, and everybody out there, the Shannon Sharps, the Smokey Rock, all of y'all who just basically been extorted recently, guess what your solution is? Coming back to the Lord by keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments that are in the Bible. That's your solution. Coming and watching these type of videos, right? As a matter of fact, hit the like button right now, please, Bobby Kashar. Hit the like button if you're watching this on YouTube. Help get us in the algorithm so we can get this curriculum out. We're trying to teach our people. We're not trying to mislead y'all with or do sensationalism. So like certain people. We're not trying to do that, right? Our doctrine has been solid and has stood longer than some of these dudes. You know what I'm saying? You know, longer than they've been in the truth. This doctrine has been the same and been standing strong way longer than they even knew it.
That's
so
right.
We're not worried about any of that. But you people that are trying to have a new year, new me, which will be in the spring, really. But if you're really trying to have New Year's and be renewed, then come back to these law, statutes, commandments. Come into a different culture. Come into your culture. If you're a so-called Black, Native American, and Hispanic, come back to your culture. Your culture ain't hip-hop and rap and just, you know what I'm saying, being lascivious and calling women all types of B's and H's and niggas all type of, you know what I'm saying, dudes all type of, you know what I'm saying, whatever you sisters, whatever the most popular term is now. And, you know what I'm saying, thinking that shaking your butt is going to get you everything you want. Like, that culture that's dead, man. We seeing it. The rap culture gets no respect around the world. People want to bob their head to it. They might pay to come to a concert, but that's not your culture, right? The rap culture came out of poverty. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know we got Israelites that rap and, you know, they got a great message, positive message, way better than what these industry rappers are putting out there. I don't understand why our music isn't more mainstream. Well, I do know, but I don't understand why more people aren't listening to Israelite music, right? But at the end of the day, not to get off on a tangent, one of the reasons why I don't deal with the music as much, because I don't want nothing to take my focus away from this work, right? And because I've seen I've literally seen multiple people lose the spirit of the Lord by focusing on something that making something an idol, making something more important than the Lord, or actually letting their ambition push them more towards something that's not, it's not what Yahushua really wants, or it's not if it's not being used in the right way, just being honest, whether it's music or whatever it is. If you don't have the right goals and ambitions with it, it's going to crash and burn, right? Just like, what these celebrities are doing, these brothers are doing with this jungle fever, it's crashing and burning. Fast forward this video to 7 minutes and 25 seconds. Precept's gonna come out in a minute. Let's just get this information out. 7 minutes and 25 seconds. Let's start there. Yeah, man, Jake is getting terrorized, bro. They need to put, I don't know why they got IUIC and they got us like number 15 on the terrorist watch list. They need to put so-called white women who try to manipulate black men on the damn ADL. Why they ain't on the ADL list? You know what I'm saying? Read that. Let me bring that out. No volume.
Who do you think the Snow Bunny mistress would call? Snow Bunny was threatened by him, from what I understand. He only threatened to unalive himself. Now, here's where it gets real interesting for me, Art. Who do you think the Snow Bunny mistress would call if she feels unsafe? Who should the first phone call be to?
I'll call the police.
The police. 911. She don't call the police. Guess who she calls? Her attorney. Art, if you feel like somebody's about to hurt you, especially if you're a white woman in the presence of a black man, you don't call your attorney. You don't have time to call your attorney. It only takes 1 minute for somebody to hurt you. You call 911. She called the attorney. Now check this out, Art. The attorney calls the police. After the attorney calls the police, his wife calls the police. What's wrong with that story, Art? You know what's wrong with the story? He was home with his wife first. How did the attorney for the mistress call the police before your wife? According to the reports, Art, the wife called the police after the attorney called the police. But he was at home with the wife first. I'm going to tell you what I think. I could be completely wrong. And you know what I'm going to say? I believe the Snow Bunnies were working together. I believe the wife and the mistress colluded and collaborated in taking down Mr. Sharon Moore. Art, there's no way the mistress's attorney should be reaching the police before your wife. They said the wife called the police right after the mistress's attorney. You know what that sounds like to me, Art? We just called the police and you should too. I believe that this was a setup. I believe that Sharon Moore was double Snow Bunny. He was Snow Bunny by his wife and he was Snow Bunny by his mistress. Both of them were sick and tired of him playing them, cheating on them. And you know what they did? They came up with a plan to crush his ass. He was arrested, charged with third-degree felony of home invasion. He was given a misdemeanor of breaking and entering, and he was given another misdemeanor, Art, of stalking in a romantic relationship. $25,000 bond. He's on a home arrest with an ankle monitor, mandatory mental health therapy, and he's waiting to go to court to see what the sentence is going to be. All because, for whatever reason, Art, he didn't think black women were good enough.
Lost everything too, and she still got her job.
She did not get fired. She did not get fired. And you know what this sounds like, Art?
The water, Art. So yeah, man. You see the domestic terrorism that these snow bunnies are committing, right? This man, the $30 million contract. This woman messed up a $30 million. Well, no, he did it because he's an idiot. But what I'm saying, this snow bunny basically had help. I believe Umar might be on to something, right? Then the man got snow. He got double snow bunny, right? He got double snow bunny. That's diabolical, right? You know what I'm saying? Man, that's crazy. Put a tree 333 in the chat if you think that the black man Sharon Moore got double snow bunny. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, you know, when is these niggas gonna learn, bro? When are they gonna learn? Right? Man, if y'all don't start tapping in, and I'm talking to you athletes, I'm talking to you celebrities, I'm talking about Shannon Sharp, I'm talking about, if y'all don't tap in, bro, and start talking to some Israelites about these problems and this stupid shit, I just gotta say it plain, that y'all keep getting into, I'm just gonna say y'all like it. I'm just gonna say y'all like being terrorized by Esau and these snow, but y'all like being victims and suckers, and y'all like that. You don't deserve 30 million. You don't deserve 6 million or 500,000 a month. You don't deserve it. It might sound crazy, but you don't, because you're not doing nothing with it anyway. You're not serving the Lord. You're not helping congregations out. Like, you're not really grounded. You're not trying. You just living, right? And so somebody give me Sirach 12 and 10 through 13. Because his wife was probably tired of him too. And guess what? With the rest of the money that he got, that he don't get sued for, or that the university doesn't want to pay him, the rest of the money, the wife gonna sue him, is gonna take it from him in divorce. So he trusted the snow bunny wife, then he running around with all these other snow bunnies. He got too comfortable with Esau. Right? New year, new him, right? Yeah, all right, yeah, new year, new him. He definitely a new version of himself, but it ain't the one that he want. I guarantee you that. It ain't the version of himself that he want to be. You know what I'm saying? But that's what Jake gets. That's right. What Jake gets for being an idiot, bro. That's it. Point blank, period. Ecclesiastes 12 and 10, we're going to read down to 13. Go ahead.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, starting at verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
That's what you Jakes are doing. That's what you Jakes are doing. That's what Sharon Moore did. He trusted his enemies. He trusted that snow bunny wife that he had. He trusted the snow bunny mistress that he was whatever he was doing. He trusted the snow bunny mistress. All because, and this happens to a lot of our athletes, because I'm just gonna be honest. I was an athlete, right? I grew up as one of the top basketball players in my city and my state. I got college scholarships. I was around these people when I was in high school and college that were these white people who were just vultures. So I know what they own. I know what they're on. I know what they're doing. I've seen it. I've lived in it. Whatever. It's not nothing new to me. So that's why I'm trying to figure out how these cats still falling into falling for the okie doke, right? That sports world, man, cats be ending up socially awkward if they don't go to the NBA or the NFL, they end up socially awkward, because that sports world, it gives you a false illusion. It makes you trust your enemy, because they always telling you how good you are at whatever. You're so great at catching that football, or you're so great at dribbling that basketball, you know what I'm saying, that they just buttering you up, man. The whole time, everybody is eating off of you. And everybody, okay, that's what's gonna happen that's what's gonna happen in most situations. But you don't gotta be an idiot though, bro. You don't have to be an idiot that just lose everything. Like, the Lord gave you some talent to get out of your situation. You don't have to be an idiot and squander it. Come back to these laws, statutes, commandments. Y'all need to get, I'm gonna be honest, you celebrities, and you, especially you rappers, you celebrities, y'all need to get an Israelite counselor. I don't care who, like, Just don't let it be one of the them cats that went off recently. But y'all need to get an Israelite counselor. I'm gonna be honest, because the counsel, whoever giving y'all counsel or advice, is effing y'all up, straight up and down. They not helping y'all, and that's why y'all gonna end up, with a shorter career than you should have had. Go to I don't know if I cut you off in the middle of that, Ak, but read that one more time and just go through the 13.
God.
It's a lot.
Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Set him not.
Hold on. So right there, man, if you don't trust them from the jump and you understand that they're your enemy, and it's just gonna be, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's a matter of when they're gonna make a move on you. Right? If you understand that, you'll be able to wax on, wipe them clean like a looking glass. Right? You'll be able to see through them, see through every motive they have, as long as you don't trust them. But you Negroes, you ignorant Negroes, you don't trust yourself, you don't trust your brother, your sisters, nobody next to you, but you'll trust the damn enemy because you don't know that they the enemy. You don't know. Like, we teach this. That's why I say y'all gotta start coming to class. You Blacks, Native Americans, Hispanics, even you brothers and sisters who are newer in this truth, y'all gotta start coming to class, man. Y'all are out here being bamboozled and hoodwinked because y'all trusting the very people that want to see you in a grave. Now, I know some people have, ain't even gonna go into the medical side of it, but on the medical side, a lot of y'all trust everything Esau say. He could tell you anything and be lying to you, but you trust it. All right, read on.
God. Verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he has overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last.
Hold it right there. You should marry a snow bunny. What are you doing? Setting him right by thee. The first 5 words in the scripture, 12 and 12 says, set him not by thee. You just sat that snow bunny by you. You just sat the enemy right by you. And it's not a matter of, you see the scripture say, when he hath overthrown thee. It's not a matter of if he's going to attempt or she's going to attempt to overthrow you. It's a matter of when. That's the wisdom of the Bible. That's the wisdom that the Bible's giving you. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when he tries to overthrow you. This woman is going to stand up in his place. What does the scripture say? He stand up in thy place. Don't she still got her job there? Now, she's not going to be appointed the head coach, but she still got her job. He's fired. Now, how does she still have her job when she engaged in the same actions that he did? And I understand the policy was a manager, his subordinate, he cannot date his subordinate, but the policy Michigan State also has is that the subordinate can date their manager. How the hell do that work? Do that mean that everybody that has people that works under them will get fired for dealing with the subordinate? Or does that mean that the subordinate can never get fired no matter what, but the manager can? I don't know what the hell that means. But to me, it sounds like a double meaning, and it just means that if a nigga try to come in here and deal with these white women, you know what I'm saying, in this prominent white Division I program, I don't give a damn who he is, we getting rid of him. And that's what a lot of these corporate companies, that's how they feel. That's how a lot of these colleges feel, institutions. They don't like your black ass. You just good at sports, or you just know how to coach, or you just know how to catch a football. They don't like you though. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop trying to be like, stop caring whether they like. They just know that they don't like you. They really hate you. and you start doing things, right, that they feel like it's a slap in the face or spitting on them, yeah, they're gonna find a reason. They were probably really actually looking for a reason to fire him. Something might have not went right. And they was like, you know what? We gave him all this money. We don't really want him. That's how Esau work, bro. Like when they give you a lot of money, if you don't make a miracle happen, they don't want to give you, they don't really want to pay you, bro. I've been in that situation. When they give you a lot of money, but you can't part the Red Sea, they don't want to give you that, they don't want to pay you, bro. You can't trust your enemy. All right. Read that one more time, because I don't think it registered with a lot of people.
God. Verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he has overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast?
Right. So we don't have any pity for you, Sharon Moore, Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp lost $130 million. He was about to get $100 million deal, and then he had to pay this, you know what I'm saying, this devil of a young prostitute. That's all she really was. Had to pay her $30 million, and then he lost $100 million deal that he was about to get. Negro, you lost $130 million over a little young snow bunny. And I'm thinking in all these cases, right? I'm looking at it like in all these cases, if Jake, that was the football coach, Shannon Sharp, all these dudes, Smoking Robinson, all these, if they was dealing with the black Native American or Hispanic woman, I'm not saying that they should have, that trying to say like they could have got away with, but if they was dealing with a black Native American Hispanic woman, you think the University of Michigan would have fired him? Think that black woman would have been able to go into the office and tell the director or the, you know what I'm saying, who's running the Michigan program, the athletic director? You think she would be able to go in there and tell the athletic director that a white coach, do you think a black woman would be able to go into the athletic director's office and tell her on a white coach, tell that, hey, I'm having an affair with this white coach, and they're going to fire that coach? No, they're going to tell her to get the hell up out of there and don't say nothing else about this, or, you know what I'm saying, we're going to do something about it. We're going to fire you. You know what I'm saying? If she would have been black, Native American, or Hispanic, they would have fired her, and the white coach would have still been there. We all know this is facts, right? So we don't pity a charmer because he got bit by a snake. He's sitting over there. You know how those East Indians be looking in the snake eyes like this. You know what I'm saying? And then when the damn cobra strike them and they get bit, we don't got no pity for that, bro. Because you was playing with snakes, and that's what you get, right? So moving on to Nicki Minaj, right? Nicki Minaj, you know, cooning out as usual, right? No surprise there. You know, sometimes our so-called black women, it's just so easy for them to flip, you know, for money or some type of political move. Anything. Like Nicki Minaj is not a role model. I don't even understand. I didn't understand the thinking behind it at first, but now I get it, right? Candace Owens, they trying to replace Candace Owens. Right now, it's a lot going on with Candace Owens. Really, basically, Donald Trump and these Republicans are trying to replace Candace Owens as being the voice of whatever they had going, because now she is going at who? She is going at those Israelis and saying things about them. And I really don't even know how she can get away with it, because her husband is one of them. But they be divided all the time anyway. So he probably is feeding her the information that she's regurgitating. But since she's now talking about Israel and Donald Trump, let's not even use his name too much. Orange Man, right? Orange Man is in their pocket, right? Since Orange Man is in their pocket, now she gotta go. And maybe more than just gotta go as far as out of the Republican Party being a representative. Maybe more than that. They really, gotta keep your eye on what's going on with her, right? Also, one of the reasons why I think Nicki Minaj is doing this coon out thing is because the president, of Trinidad and Tobago is also a woman, right? And I believe Nicki Minaj has some relationship with her. She's an East Indian woman, though. So, and they are allies of the Caribbean. Trinidad and Tobago is now allies of the Caribbean. Not allies of the Caribbean, allies of the U.S. in the Caribbean, right? So Trinidad and Tobago is going to use their military to be allies with the U.S. in whatever they need to do in the Caribbean. So this is why you got all of a sudden this Trinidadian woman, Nicki Minaj, coming out and trying to be a spokesperson to get some benefits for the people of Trinidad. And it's like, sister, don't you know you a Benjamite? Nicki Minaj, sister, don't you know? It's like she don't know. She does not. I'm pretty sure she's heard it by now, but she don't really know that, she's not supposed to be helping the enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is what rap and hip hop culture, this is where it's gonna take you. It's not gonna take you anywhere to have any type of awareness, knowledge, and know how to move in the world. It's not gonna help you. It's just gonna make you eventually end up joining sides with the enemy. That's what a lot of these older washed up rappers are starting to do. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They money ain't coming in from the music anymore. They've kept the ones that have kept a fairly presentable image. They still want to be able to make some money. So they just start cooning out. Now, the next thing you know, they the face of the damn Republican Party. Kanye West is they doing all this different stuff. Just trying to keep some in their pockets, right? So that's wild as far as current events. Now, also we had a brother in the city of Chicago, an elder. He's not an elder of HOI. So let's make sure we have clarity in this message and this information I'm about to bring out. It was just a random elder that some youngsters ran a play on. Punched the elder. We heard that he got stabbed, but after watching the news clips, it looks as if though the elder had got punched. He got punched out. He got beat up pretty bad, and they could have damn near killed the elder. The elder was in a coma for 5 days, medically induced coma. So that's current news in Chicago, right? This happened in Chicago. Not sure what side of town. Pretty sure those brothers have those details because they went out there and our brothers stood for our people and did a count and rebuked all of those people in that area. And I'm pretty sure they know or they've seen those kids before who did that. So, that's something else that's going on this week. Donald Trump or Orange Man has got this thing going on with Venezuela. There could be prophecy, right? That could be bringing us into World War III. He's shooting down all their boats. America stole 5 oil tankers basically out of the, out of the area of Venezuela. They confiscated 5 oil tankers. What do you think they're going to do with those oil tankers? Don't you see the gas prices going down a little bit? I see the gas prices going down a little bit. Okay. These are the type of things that's going on in the world, right? The brothers just put the article up. We can read that. But yeah, that brother, brave man, older man, he was wearing his fringes in the hospital. I'm not sure if he's wearing his fringes when the event happened, but obviously he's learning from somewhere, from somebody. Let's send up prayers for that man. Let's send up prayers for that brother. Let's pray that our people in Chicago learn who the real enemy is and stop preying on each other. Stop hurting and killing, and especially the elderly. Let's pray for the people and the mind state of our people in these cities that's going through this poverty, that's going through this pain, because that's what's making these kids do that, poverty. You know what I'm saying? Pain. they asked the man for like $1 or $2 or something, and when he went in his wallet, they just, you know what I'm saying, bink bink, they just hit him with the okie doke. But you can't be doing that to senior citizens, man. You're supposed to be helping, 60-year-old women and 60-year-old men across the street, or you're supposed to be helping them, you know what I'm saying, like with their groceries. You're supposed to be doing things for our people. Play that video out. You're not supposed to be beating our people. Salakia, that video you just had up, Abner, the CTA, just play one of those videos real quick. Yeah, man. We not, and y'all Black, Native Americans, and Hispanic parents, at the age of
2 charged as juveniles. The other is an adult. WGN's Christine.
I'm on mute, Salakia.
Flores joins us live with more.
Good for you. After spending several days in a coma, Larry Gilkey is awake and alert. However, his family says he doesn't recall much from the incident, but they do say it was unprovoked.
The whole altercation started because when I asked him for the money and went to give it to the person, he was attacked, and that's the only thing that he remembered. He woke up in the hospital, and I was there, and he didn't know where he was. He didn't know who I was.
Tavares Harvey is describing what he believes led to the brutal attack that sent his uncle, 62-year-old Larry Gilkey, to the hospital last Tuesday evening.
He was just returning home from just picking up a few items, some cigarettes and some things to drink from the gas station there, which is only maybe about 4 blocks away from his home.
Police say the attack happened around 5:40 p.m. in the 700 block of South Cicero Avenue. According to court documents, there was a verbal altercation between Gilkey and suspects that led to the attack. Prosecutors say a female and 2 male suspects ran towards Gilkey at the front of the bus and began to strike him, knocking him to the ground. They say the suspects punched, kicked, and stomped on Gilkey as he lay on the ground by the door of the bus. Documents show the driver stopped the bus and opened the door, but the suspects continued to strike Gilkey as he lay motionless on the ground. Then the suspects exited the bus and walked northbound on Cicero. Police and paramedics responded to the scene and took Gilkey, who was unresponsive and suffering from significant blunt force trauma, to Mount Sinai Hospital, where he is still being treated.
They want to keep an eye on him. I believe from there, he's going to do some rehab in a facility, and then he'll be able to come home, and he'll have to have daily care at home.
A female and male, both 15, have been arrested for their role in the incident. The pair were charged. Roberts Jr. was also arrested and charged in the attack, which includes felony counts of aggravated battery and several misdemeanor counts. The female was also charged with attempting to steal a vehicle on Sunday in the Austin neighborhood. She and Roberts were taken into custody after that vehicle theft investigation. Officials say at least 3 witnesses positively ID'd the suspects in still photos from the surveillance video.
He's very happy. He's also very angry, that it was a bunch of children, but he's happy that, he's alive and, they've been caught.
The 2 teen suspects were ordered to be held in custody. They're back in court on December 30th. Roberts, the 18-year-old, also ordered detained, is due back in court on December 29th. Now, Gilkey's family has created a GoFundMe to help with medical expenses and rent. You can find that link on our website. Live in the newsroom, Christine Flores, WGN News.
You're on mute. Salakia, you're on mute.
Salakia. Let me get Proverbs 6. Start at verse 16, man. It's just unfortunate, bro. The brother had on a red shirt, almost like the red shirt that we got on right now. You know what I'm saying? So
that's right.
It's crazy, bro. But he didn't get that from us though. This is a different. This, you know what I'm saying? This we got next. This shirt that we wore at the 4th of July. He didn't. That red shirt. We got something on the front and the back of this shirt. So that was just a plain red shirt. But read that out.
Salaki, you said Proverbs
chapter 6, start at verse 16.
God. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 16. These 6 things doth Yahweh hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look and a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood.
Right.
And heart.
Hands that shed innocent blood. It's one of the things that the Lord hates. Salakia. It's one of the things that the Lord hates. You know what I'm saying? Hands that shed innocent blood. These youngsters do not know what they were doing. And this is what we keep telling all of you Blacks, Native Americans, Hispanics, even you coons that keep letting the snow bunnies terrorize y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, man, at the end of the day, y'all got to come back to these laws, statutes, commandments. Y'all not living life right. That's why you going through this, what you're going through. We go through stuff too as Israelites, but we ain't going through what y'all going through. Because why? We're not doing the wicked things that y'all are doing. Right? And it's gonna be a judgment for that. Shedding innocent blood. Read on.
Verse 18. A heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief.
Right. So they had friends that joined into it with them, right? The Lord hates that. They all ran to the mischief. 3 of them. Read on.
God. A false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. My son, keep thy father's commandments, and forsake not the law of thy mother. Bind them continually.
Keep going.
God. Bind them continually upon thine heart, and tie them about thy neck. When thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepeth, it shall keep thee. And when thou awaketh, it shall talk with thee. For the commandments is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instructions are the way of life.
Right. Stop right there. See, the commandment is the light. The commandment is the lamp that you need. Right? Keeping the commandments and the law. Why does the Bible why does the Bible continually tell us to keep the commandments and the laws? And then all of a sudden you want to say that, man, we ain't got to keep that law. We not under the law, right? But at the end of the day, guess what? The law is the thing that keeps you making the Lord happy. That's the thing. That's how you please the Lord. The law is the way that you get your blessings. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. This is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. You have nothing to lose by keeping God's law. You're not sinning by keeping the law. You're not doing nothing bad by keeping the law. So why not do it? Why not keep it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not try? Because you're lazy. That's the fact. That's just facts. Christian church, Muslims, every religion, all these people that saying, we can't keep all that law. It's because you're lazy. You lazy, Negro. And we see through it. Talking about, ain't nobody. Nah, you can do it, bro. You can do it. We don't deal with them excuses over here. It's one day at a time, one step at a time, but you can do it. And y'all keep playing with that. You know what I'm saying? And y'all not teaching y'all children that. You know, I'm looking for the scripture. If one of y'all can find it, Barbecue Shaw, desire not a multitude of unprofitable children. I'm looking for it, and I'm just not finding it right now. But yeah, man, that's what's happening. People that are not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, guess what? You're raising a bunch of unprofitable children. In most cases, I'm not gonna say in 100% cases and put everybody in that box, but I'm gonna put a large percentage. I'm gonna put 66% because we know that's 2/3. We know that 66.666666%. Salakia for too many sixes, but that's the percentage. That's what 2/3 is, right? 33% is the people that's gonna wake up. That's what the elect is, the 33.333. Right? The mathematics. I'm getting into some math on y'all now. I'm gonna get into some more science on y'all a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be, it's gonna be in the next subtopic. You know what I'm saying? We deal with the Bible and we deal with logic. You know what I'm saying? But we deal with the Bible more over everything. We deal with the Bible, we deal with wisdom and logic and maybe a little bit of science. We ain't dealing with scientists the way Edomites are dealing with it though. And yeah, man, you brothers and sisters, this scripture is telling you that these 6 things are what the Lord hates. Make sure you put that in your back pocket. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, right? In Proverbs. Now read that, Salaki Babakashah, that Ecclesiasticus 16.
God, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 16 and verse 1. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons.
Right. These were ungodly sons and daughters that did this to this brother. Right? We gotta you Israelites that don't know you're Israel, you black, you so-called black, Native American, Hispanic, Mexican, Puerto Rican, whatever you like to call yourself. Y'all gotta do a better job with these kids, man. These kids are getting out of control. We know the Bible says children are your oppressors, but y'all gotta do a better job with these kids, right? Because if not, you're gonna be in that oppression seat ASAP. I know prophecy is coming. We can't avoid it anyway, but you're gonna be in that seat sooner, like very soon, very, very soon. Y'all people who don't even know y'all Israelites, guess what, man? Y'all got to try to wake up the next elect generation. It's gonna be on the generation of people that's, in their late 20s all the way up to 40s, who are raising children. It's on you, so-called black, Native Americans, and Hispanics, to make sure that they are profitable children and that they're not shedding innocent blood, and that they can have a chance at the kingdom, man. That blood is going to be on your hands at the end of the day. If your children don't have a chance at the kingdom, that blood is going to be because of what you did, what your forefathers and your bloodline did, and they're not going to be able to correct it because they only acting like you.
Message. God.
All they know is what you do and what you've done. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. You got something out?
Nah.
Right. So, we got some more stuff to cover. A lot of current events, a lot of stuff going on in the world, man. I ain't gonna get into the wars and rumors of wars right now. You knowledgeable Israelites, y'all know that's going on, and I'm expecting y'all to keep up with it and pay attention to prophecy. But my second subtopic. This is where we're going to get a little deep. I want y'all to put y'all thinking caps on with me. I want y'all to, kind of pay attention a little harder on this part, right? I want to talk about covetousness. And how it's basically the parent of lust and the cousin of, it's basically the parent of lust and the cousin of many other sins. Because covetousness, when you do deep dive or root cause analysis, which I'm going to give you guys some methods. Remember, I told you I'm going to give you some science so that you know how to use it. Covetousness is a root cause of a lot of things that's going on right now in Israel. I mean, right now, literally, why people are creating false doctrines. Covetousness is one of the root. It's like you're going to see by the end of this subtopic. You're going to see that covetousness is the reason for a lot of the folly that's going on. And if we can eliminate if we can figure out, right, how to eliminate or reduce ourselves from being covetous, because covetousness is a thing that nobody wants to admit. It's one of those things, it's like a shameful thing, just being honest. It's one of those things that's unseen. And that's why this is going to be a kind of a harder topic for some people, because some people take everything in the Bible literal. They don't know how to look at nothing in a spiritual, from a spiritual lens. Or maybe they still on the milk to the point where they just can't see and understand the spiritual things. I want to get into it though. But covetousness is the parent of lust. And it's also, the direct cause of a lot of stuff, right? So we need you to vividly understand how you can detect the root cause. We want you to vividly be able to understand how to drill down and find out what's the root cause of your problems, or even somebody else's, right? We want you to be able to look in the mirror, look at yourself and be honest, and think about how you got to the point. If you a person who basically is going off of other people, are displeased, sorely displeased with you all the time, you constantly, getting rebuked. If you one of these people, or if you one of these people that's recently in that seat, you need to pay attention and be able to look at yourself in the mirror and be honest. You got to have integrity to do this. Honesty is going to be the pillar of this. If you're not honest with yourself, how you going to solve any problems within? Or even with somebody else, right? Let me get 2 Samuel 11:1. And let's use the story of David, right? We're going to read from 1 to 3. Let's use the story of what King David did, right? To help you understand covetousness. And how that led King David, man, to all types of bad karma. I mean, I ain't even gonna say because it's bad spirits, right? That led his child, his newborn child to die. That led all of his sons, and that he had to fight, and the kingdom eventually splitting because his sons was not even getting along with Northern Kingdom, and we had that big split. A lot of this stuff stems from, some of the things that happened with King David. Let's start right there. Let's get an understanding of how covetousness comes in your spirit. I'm gonna mute up.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, starting at verse 1. And it came to pass, after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servant with him and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah. But David tarried still at Jerusalem. And it came to pass, in an evening tide that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house, and from the roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. And David said,
let's hold it right there. All right, so David saw this woman, and she was beautiful to look upon, right? Now, at that point, you could say that a bit of lust set in, right? Wherefore, lust could be the root cause that led to it. But truthfully, we're going to see why it was more so covetousness. Because the reason why I say covetousness is because of this in verse 3. Read on.
Verse 3. And David sent and inquired after the woman. And one said, is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Elam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite?
All right, right there. Boom. Stop right there. At that point, that's when David should have said, oh man, no, that's a man's wife. No way. Damn, he should have went and repented right then and there. At that point, he should have known that what he was thinking, I can't do that. Now, at this point, this is when David begins coveting, right? This is when David begins coveting and having those covetous thoughts about what he's finna do. The scriptures don't even go into detail about the thoughts that he was having, but you got to know that he had to have these thoughts before he took the actions. Why? Because the thoughts come before the action, right? The Lord puts that spirit on you before you actually do the thing, whatever that thing is, right? Read on.
God, verse 4. And David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her, and she was purified from her uncleanness, and said, Return, Salakia, and she returned unto her house.
Right. And so at this point is when our beloved brother, we love him to death, love him to life, King David, this is when he began, this is when judgment began to start to come to the house of David, because he at this point committed adultery, just flat out. At that point, he already is knee deep into sin. But before he got to this point, can anybody tell me what should David have done? Like, it don't got to be what I just said, but what are some things David could have done or should have done? Can anybody write that in the chat? Let's get some communication going back and forth a little bit. What should David have done after verse 3?
He should have instantly looked away and repented and stopped right there. He should have stopped.
Right.
Knowing that
he should have went to one of his other wives. He could have just went to one of his other wives and be like, yo, hell no, I ain't doing that. But they ain't do that. Right? So, it is what it is. I don't see any other comments. I ain't got, I can't stop the lesson to read the comments. But anyway, yeah, man, right then and there, David could have kept the judgment off of everybody. The kingdom might not have split. We might have not got beat bad by the Assyrians and the Babylonians and went into those captivities. Might not have. I don't question nothing the Lord did. The Lord did it. Hey, we got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? David just shouldn't have done that, right? But also, right, that lust and covetousness that David was dealing with, it led his firstborn son, or maybe that wasn't his firstborn son, but the son that he had with Bathsheba, it led that son to be put to death by the Most High. Right? Did I hear somebody say something? So in the world, right? Science and psychotherapy and psychology, they use a term called discontentment, and to say that a person is not content, so therefore they say that discontentment is the root cause of covetousness. Like, right now, I did examine this. I did go into it. I did study up on it a little bit. This discontentment thing, and actually, they're right. You know what I'm saying? The scientists, the therapists, they're actually right about discontentment, but they're not 100% right, because discontentment is somebody being unhappy and they don't have this or they don't have that. Pull up the definition of discontentment, Salakia, Abner. Just type it in, pull that up. And the King David had everything. What did he not have at that point? Right? He's the king. He's rich. He's got all whatever he wants. He can have whatever woman he wants. So how is he discontent enough? How is he so unsatisfied with his life that he goes and tries to get some type of satisfaction from a married woman? How is he that discontent? That's why I say sometimes the psychoanalysts, the psychologists, these people supposed to be scholars, they're not always spot on. But you can use some of the information because it's like it could help you, but it's not always spot on. So I don't know if you can see that, Zadok, but if you could read the definition of discontentment.
I got to pull it up right here. Discontentment is a state of being dissatisfied, unhappy, or uneasy with one's current situation, possessions, or life circumstances, signifying a lack of fulfillment or contentment, often with a desire or restlessness for improvement.
Right. So guess what? I know that probably cut a lot of y'all because a lot of so-called Black, Native Americans, and Hispanics, guess what? You feel this way. You feel a lot of discontentment because you're not where you want to be in life. A lot of times, in a lot of cases, you're not necessarily where you want to be yet. Or just the fact that you're being oppressed, right? The scriptures say oppression makes a wise man mad. So just the fact that you're being oppressed as a so-called Black, Native American, or Hispanic, it makes you feel a lot of discontentment. So as Israelites, right, that are not the kings of Judah like David was, right? As Israelites who are not kings, we're kings, but we're not treated as kings on this earth. We deal with a lot of issues from discontentment. And if you're just not being honest with yourself, if you don't deal with that. So when you drill down, and we're going to show you some charts and some PowerPoint slides on how root cause analysis works. But when you drill down to what is one of the root causes of covetousness, is discontentment. Let's give you an example, right? In the book of Exodus, chapter 20, it talks about thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, ox, or his maidservant, right? Thou shalt not covet those things. But what has to happen first before you want something that don't belong to you? You got to be feeling some type of discontentment, right? This definition that we just went over. 9 times out of 10, you're more than likely feeling some type of discontentment, and it makes you want something that somebody else has that don't belong to you. Now, either that motivation comes out positive, meaning you go and you work and you get your own, or the Lord puts spirits on you and you go and you backdoor that person for their wife. You backdoor that person for this possession that they have that you wanted, like some jewelry or a car or something in their house. Why do people do robberies? Why do people do burglaries? Covetousness, some type of discontentment from within their heart, right? Read Exodus 20 and 17.
God. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 17. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
Plain upon tables. Plain upon tables. Covetousness just don't come out in these simple ways either, right? It's not just as simple as every time you see somebody covet, it's always they coveting somebody's wife, they always coveting. No, it ain't always physical or sexual. And we got to go deeper into it really for you to understand that covetousness is a lot of y'all are dealing with that. A lot of Israelites are dealing with that. And that's why we're seeing a lot of folly, right? Because of certain discontentment that's in people's lives, it comes out as covetousness. And we're going to prove that, right? Right? Let me see. Just like I just said, Shalakia, people covet things in all types of ways, right? They don't usually predict how such a habit can lead to sin. People that covet, they don't usually predict how their bad habits is gonna make them go off. They just think they can hide the bad habit in the back, and it, whatever. It's just there. Nobody can see it. It ain't gonna. But it's the things that are unseen that drive a lot of things, right? Other human beings, people covet these things right here. People covet other human beings. People covet other people's possessions. People covet other people's lifestyles or benefits that they see another person getting. They be like, man, I wish I could do that, right? People covet other people's talents. Coveting goes deep. Some people want to be, they want to be that great, eloquent speaker that they see another brother, they see him out there doing. They see this brother is thriving and doing his thing. There's nothing wrong with having the ambition to want to be something. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't think that I'm saying that there's something wrong with having ambition when it manifests something positive, though, right? If that ambition or if that covetousness manifests something negative, that means you was dealing with some type of discontent that you got to get out of your heart, right? Because it's people that they are coveting what somebody else, some talent, because LeBron James could dunk from the free throw line. You know what I'm saying? That covetousness might turn into some type of jealousy and envy, because we're gonna go through a lot of scriptures that have jealousy and envy grouped into the lump with covetousness. So that because somebody's not honest with themselves that they covet the talent of another person, this is why you might have an hour argument to get with somebody about LeBron James or Michael Jordan, right? Why? Because truth be told, that they have some type of discontentment in their heart. They covet in their talent, and now they hate their brother or sister because they don't got their talent. Like, it's hard to explain, but you can tell with the passion that people argue with you sometimes when it comes to certain things, like what I'm saying, what I'm talking about when it comes to sports. You can tell from the passion that they have that it came from a bad place. You know what I'm saying? You can tell, because especially when they ain't making sense. When they not making sense, when they be doing all that hating, you know what I mean, on certain athletes or rappers or anybody, it's like, you like, damn, bro, that it sound off, but I can't figure out like why he's saying that. Yeah, it's coming from some type of covetousness that breeding into something else. People covet other people's height. Let's be honest, don't lie. Short people be looking at taller people like, man, forget that nigga. Old tall nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta be honest. People covet other people's weight. People covet other people's looks. You know what I'm saying? Big people, obese people want to be thin. Thin people, when it comes time to fight or whatever, they want to be big. Dark-skinned people want to be light-skinned. People that are not so comely in the looks department, right? They don't look so good. They hate and they're envious and jealous of the people that do look comely, the people that do look good on the eyes. Like they covet that. But people won't. This is something. That's why I said it's kind of shameful. That's why people won't admit it. But they covet what somebody else has instead of being content with what they have, what the Lord gave them. And what does that do? That makes people go and make up even BS doctrine, bro, to say, I'm going to wear a hat at camp. I don't have to uncover my head. I'm bald, and I don't want people to see my bald head. So what? You mad? You don't want people to see your bald head, and you probably looking at the guy that got a full head of hair like, man, I don't like that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you ain't gonna say it. You're not gonna admit it, right? It looks, like I said, people covet people's personality, people's wits, because somebody might be funny. They able to move the crowd and make them laugh when they teach, or they able to engage the crowd and keep them, you know what I'm saying, heavily involved because they got good wits and they, you know what I'm saying, their personality. People covet somebody's reputation, right? The reputation that the elders have for doing the work. People covet that. They want to be in the seat of the elders right now. Or everybody, they want to be these people that's going off. I ain't even got to say no names because you know who they are. They want to be in the seat of the person that earned that spot. Put in 30, 40 years for that spot. Nigga that been doing it for 10 years wants the seat of somebody that been doing it for 30 years. What is that? What is it? It's covetousness. So what it does is it turns into other. It makes you end up going against your own brothers, bro. We got to find out how to root this stuff out of our hearts. We got to do it. If you don't do it, you're going to continue to be a hater. You're going to continue to be a person that steals fruit. You're going to continue to be a person that always trying to compete with other brothers and sisters. You're going to continue to be just a hater, bro. That's what you are. If you covetous, you a damn hater, straight up. And HOI don't want nothing to do with you. Because to be honest, we don't, you know what I'm saying, the House of Israel, one of the reasons why brothers and sisters spirit resonate over here is because we not haters over here, bro. How many videos we make talking about or going, you know what I'm saying, super deep into what somebody else doing as far as a breakdown, as far as trying to compete. We don't do that. We ain't hating on nobody. Even if your doctrine off, we ain't even going to go at you unless you try to come at us. You know what I'm saying? We don't got that spirit, bro.
That's
so
right.
Y'all got to deal with yourself with this covetous spirit. People covet people's reputation, right? Their fame, their name, their notoriety, their attention, right? And it's all for validation. At the end of the day, people, especially, you know, we have sisters that have that problem in the world with the social media. All of this being naked and doing all this stuff to get attention, that's the need of validation. You know, even psychologists point direct to that behavior directly points to is because you want to be valid. You want to be validated, but doing the work is not what you're doing. You ain't trying to do the work to be validated. You're trying to find a damn shortcut. You really a thief. You're really a liar and a thief because you are trying to find a quick exit, a quick shortcut, and that's not how this works. Read that precept you put up there. Slack.
Come. This is the book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 5. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry.
Right. So covetousness is idolatry. Wow. Why didn't we never think of that? Covetousness is actually, if you really, and that's why I told y'all, I want y'all to kind of be able to think deep with me. If you really think about it, it's actually idolatry. That's what this scripture just told you. Covetousness is idolatry. So you really breaking the first commandment when you want something that belongs to somebody else. You really breaking the first commandment when you want this reputation or this fame or this notoriety or somebody else height, weight, talent, whatever it is that belongs to somebody else. Not just their wife, not just some carnal physical thing. It's right here. It's in your head. It's different things that you covet that's in here that we can't see. Right? And it's idolatry. Right? Because think about it. If you really think about it, it's a person, it's really a person, place, or thing, a noun that you're coveting, right? But that person, place, or thing is not going to make you happy. It's not going to bring, Salaki, it's not going to make you happier than the Most High God can make you. So if you just don't covet a person, place, or thing, and if you do covet what the Lord has for you, right? Well, I wouldn't even say covet, but if you seek and you find and you let that be your motivation to do things, then guess what? Now you serving the Lord. Now you following the Lord. You're not being an idolater. If your mind is, guess what? I'm just doing what the Lord wants. If the Lord don't want me to be tall, if the Lord doesn't want me to have a six-pack, if the Lord don't want me to be the top elder or the wisest person in Israel, if the Lord don't want me to have that woman, then I'm cool with that because the Lord don't want that for me, right? That should be how you thinking. I'm cool with that because obviously that's not what the Lord wants for me. But if you want that person, place, or thing so much that it causes you to sin, it causes you to commit adultery, robbery, murder, all these different things that's in these scriptures, right? If it causes you to do this, if it causes you to have evil concupiscence, then that's actually idolatry. And we know, go to Exodus 20:3. We know what the Lord says about putting something before him. If you want something so bad that you go and commit a sin for it, you really put that thing, that person, place, a thing before God, before Yahweh, before the angels, before everybody. And you ain't even realize that's what you was doing. You was committing idolatry the whole time. You was breaking the first commandment that the Lord told you not to do. How are you guilty of the first rule, the first thing that came out of the Lord's mouth, told you not to do? You guilty of that in so many ways. That's why this covetousness goes so deep, right? Because you have literally made that person, place, a thing an idol when it causes you to sin. When you let that person, place, a thing make you go off, you just put that over what the Lord, over the law, over what the Lord told you to do. Wow. And this whole time, you just thought you were just transgressing that law. This whole time, you thought that you were just, you could just repent for that one thing. When you repent, you ain't even repenting perfectly because you're not repenting for the idolatry. You're repenting for adultery or whatever that person, place, a thing that you love more than God drove you to do. That's in essence, that's what you did. Read that out.
God. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Right. So no idolatry, brothers and sisters. That's the thing that the Lord hates the most. Right? That's cheating on the Lord. A lot of times too, I'm not gonna go into a deep breakdown, but I got a lesson on that too. But a lot of times when the Bible talks about when it calls people harlots, it's not even really talking about sex. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it's actually just talking about, an adulterer, right? A person that, let the covetousness get to them, right? So yeah, this thing goes deep, right? So but what a lot of you Israelites are doing, just being honest, by me sitting back and observing, I don't have to say a lot. That's why I can analyze better, because I'm not in the argument with you. I can sit back and just listen to both sides and analyze. I don't have to argue with you. I know what's going on, and I'm showing you why I know with this root cause analysis that we about to go through, right? I'm going to show you why I emphatically know what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you. But right now, go to 1 Corinthians 3:3. And then we're going to read. We're going to read all the way down to verse 18 or verse 19, all the way down to 19. So we're going to do some reading right here. I'm not even really going to break a lot down, but just be looking out for me to say, hold on, Salakia or whatever, if I do need to interject. We're going to get Abner to get that up here. But yeah, man, put a tree in the chat if you never really thought this deep about covetousness that we about to go into. 333. Tree. Right? Because we gotta go into it as deep as we possibly can in order to root it out. Because it's a problem. It's one of the main problems in Israel right now. I'm just gonna be honest with you. This is one of the main sins that is keeping Israel in other sin. But like I said, it's unseen. And if you don't have integrity, if you're not honest with yourself, you're not gonna fix it. So go ahead, Op.
Time. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3, starting at verse 3. For ye are yet carnal. For whereas there is among you envyings and strife and divisions, are ye not carnal and walk as men? For while one saith,
Hold on right there. Isn't there a bunch of envyings and strife and all that going on today? I know Paul was talking to the church of Corinth. I know he was talking to the Corinthians, but he's talking to you too today. Because right now, this might as well be the church of Corinth with a lot of the wild stuff that's going on in the nation of Israel right now. I'm not gonna give up too much for the haters, but this might as well be the church of Corinth. Read on.
Verse 4. For while one saith, I am of Paul, and another, I am of Apollos, are ye not carnal? Who then is Paul, and who is Apollos, but ministers by whom ye believe, even as the Lord gave to every man?
Hold on right there. So all these cats talking about, this my elder. I'm the fruit of, you know what I'm saying? Tahar from GMS. Or I'm the fruit of, we the fruit of, Johanna, we the fruit. Like all these people saying, I'm of Apollos or I'm of Paul, right? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You that's like you just fighting each other. You just being unproductive, right? But isn't this describing what we seeing today? People like I'm a Paul, I'm with this camp, I'm with that brother, I'm with this camp. It's just madness, bro. Scriptures come to life right before you. Read on.
Verse 6. I have planted, Apollos water, but God gave the increase. So then, neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but God.
Right. So the work that you're doing, Salaki, my brother. So the work that you're doing is not yours. You'll get the increase, you'll get the reward for it later. But hey, you know what I'm saying? It's not about you that's planting, it's not about you that's watering, it's not about whatever the work is that you're doing. It's just about the fact that you're letting the Lord use you as a vessel, right? And the Lord will eventually give the increase. Read on.
Verse 8. Now he that planteth and he that watereth are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor.
Right. See there? You're going to get your reward. Stop trying to exalt yourself. Stop cloud chasing and chasing all this validation. You're going to get your reward, brother. You know what I'm saying? Pipe down. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want an extra reward right now. You don't just want the reward the Lord told you he got for you. You want it right now. That's why you're doing all it's yeah. Read on.
Verse 9. For we are laborers together with God. Ye are God's husbandry. Ye are God's building. According to the grace of God, which is given unto me, as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon.
Right. So Paul is telling you he laid the foundation, all right, for you to build upon, but be cautious, right? Because you building on another man's foundation when he's talking to the church of Corinth here. But nowadays, cats is building on another man's foundation, and they not even acknowledging or even giving them, you know what I'm saying, a damn, you know what I'm saying, a shout out, giving them their flowers. Yeah, they're like, man, you doing that in the truth? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. Read on.
Verse 11. For another foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahushua HaMashiach. Now, if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. If any man's work abide, which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward.
Right. Now, I'm not breaking this down because it's really playing upon tables. Go ahead, Art.
Verse 15. If any man work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire.
Right. Because the Lord is gonna try you. What? By fire. He's gonna put you through tribulation. So you're saved through what? Through your tribulation, through how you persevere through your tribulation. The actions that you perform after tribulation or during tribulation is what the Lord is judging you on, right? He's like, that's the test. What is Yeshaya, what is Zadok gonna do if I take this away from him? You know what I'm saying? What is he gonna do if I put him in this situation? You know, well, that's it. The Lord is this is the thinking, the same type of test that he threw at Job, right? So you're gonna go through the fire, right? The key is not to panic when you're going through it. The key is to stick to the commandments, stick to the G code, baby. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that hard, bro. But you gotta learn the commandments first. You gotta learn the law. You gotta drink the milk first. A lot of y'all trying to jump straight to the prophecy and the meat when you ain't got no teeth yet. You know what I'm saying? It's like your mama putting a piece of steak in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? And you got 3 teeth in the back, none in the front. You up there chewing with, like Jake Paul. Say, read on.
Verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? If any man defileth the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise.
Right, start right there. So we know, you know what I'm saying? We know that this scripture is really going into it's going into a different subject, but right here is something that people need to hear, right? Don't deceive yourself. You have to let go of the wisdom of the world and become wise. This New Year's Day topic that we got, you got to become a fool so that you can relearn. Let go of the stuff that you think is accurate and wise in the world. Right? Read on.
Yeah. Verse 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
All right, we can start right there. So yeah, while you trying to be wise in your own craftiness, right? Even in this truth, the Lord will take you in the midst of your wickedness. So you got to come back and understand covetousness, understand these fake feast days. You got to understand these things, bro. Brothers and sisters, right? Now read Proverbs 27, verse 4. Proverbs 27, verse 4.
Now, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 27 and verse 4. What is cruel and anger? Salakia. Wrath is cruel and anger is outrageous. But who is able to stand before envy?
Right. When covetousness leads to envy, who can stand before that? Right. When people get so hateful of somebody that they used to admire and look up to, like, damn, you used to admire and look up to this person. Now, all of a sudden, you hate them. It just turned into something like, what happened, really? You know what I'm saying? Like, did that person really wrong you, or was it some type of deep-seated hatred or envy that you had in you that came from covetousness? I'm gonna tell you, the latter is usually the truth. If nobody wronged the person, but that person still figures out a way to have an issue with them, a lot of times that issue that they really have with that person is deeply rooted in some type of covetousness. And we just went through some of the ways that it could be. It could be people could be covetous of somebody's height, personality, you know what I'm saying? It don't always have to be they actually coveting a possession that person has, right? Whatever way that somebody looks upon somebody and they wish that they had that thing, right? That is idolatry and covetousness. So that's really, man, look, the rabbit hole gets so deep. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Give me let's go to Mark chapter 7 and 21. This rabbit hole is deep, boy. We're gonna need to put some air conditioners in this rabbit hole or something. We deep in here. Mark chapter 7, verse 21 through 23.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 7, and starting at verse 21. For from within, out of the heart of man, proceeds evil thoughts, adulteries, fornication, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within and defile the man.
Right. You see how all those different things are listed, right? You see how all those different things are listed in the definition, basically, in this precept of covetousness. Go back to verse 22, right? All these different spirits, these are spirits that jump on people, right? And the Lord will let these spirits jump on you if you wicked, if you slipping on keeping His law somewhere. You see that thefts, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, evil eye. That's the hater stuff that I'm talking about. The evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. That's the foolishness that we're seeing. You know what I'm saying? Man, we can't make this up. We cannot make this up. This Bible is so on point. We're giving you biblical understanding right now, right? On covetousness at the simple level where a lot of you Israelites are. This is like the simple level. This is the stuff that you can see people do. You can see people steal something. You can see when people are doing lasciviousness. You can see when they blaspheme or they got pride on them, stuff like that. These are the things that's a more simple level that you can see. Earlier, we were going into things that you can't see. You know what I'm saying? Right? But yeah, these are the behaviors that you can see on a person. That if you read these verses and you keep these in your mind, will help you with doing the opposite of coveting. Root cause analysis is a great method that can be used to detect covetousness and eliminate it from growing into other sin. Now we gave you the Bible. That's what we always do, supposed to do. Now what I'm gonna give you is some logic and actually some deep wisdom that I learned in the professional world. In my profession is one of the reasons why I get flown all over the world to do a certain type of work on a scientific level. I'm not even going to go into detail on what I do, but this is why, because I understand some of these things that I'm about to bring out to you. I'm certified in it, right? I'm stamped in it. I actually have paperwork that certifies me in this. So we go to those slides. I'm going to go to slide 1 of root cause analysis. Right now, what I want to do is briefly go through some slides and show you a practical method that you have to put down on paper, that you can put down on paper and write to help you solve your problems in life, to help you solve your problems in life. Most of the problems that I solve using these things, though, I'm solving problems for companies. But these things I actually even apply to my life. It's why I don't have the same problems no more, because I have the high wisdom of the Bible and I have the high wisdom of logic, right? And so this is just something I want to give as a gift to my brothers and sisters, because I don't have to go into this, right? So in root cause analysis, one of the first steps you want to do is you want to identify the potential causes, not just one cause, but all of the contributing causes of your problems, of the said problem that you have, right? So you want to identify everything that you think could be the cause of your problem. What did we just talk about in causes of covetousness? We talked about what? We talked about discontent, right? We talked about discontent. We talked about just having lust in your heart. We talked about the things that covetousness makes you do, right? So these things are the discontent, the covetousness, and the lust. These things are things that if you see this diagram at the bottom right of your screen right there, right? I can't write it in right now because I don't have a touch screen. We ain't got the high technology right now. I don't have a touch screen computer today. But I would write in these where it says cause A, cause B, and cause C, I would write covetousness. I would write discontent in cause A because from doing research, I think discontent led to cause B, which I would put as covetousness, and then cause C, I would put that as any of the other things that on my mind, but it would definitely be discontent. It would definitely be lust, right? So any of the other suggestions, if we was brainstorming, I would throw this into this fishbone diagram because that's what this is. So there are several tools that a team, that if you was working in a team, you can use these tools. Or if you're working by yourself, you can use this tool. This first tool, obviously, this is a fishbone diagram, but let me read through it. The first thing you want to do in identifying a potential cause is the brainstorming, right? You can brainstorm with a team, that's better, but you can even brainstorm by yourself. That's all I just talked about when I said think of all of the things that are the causes. That's brainstorming. An affinity diagram, right? Basically, this is what you're looking at the top right? That's like a logic tree. I don't really use that. But I know how to use it, right? But that's just one of the tools. Cause and effect diagram, which that's what you're seeing at the bottom, right? A cause and effect diagram, that's what a fishbone is. These are tools that you can throw everything that's in your mind that causes you to do something, or that's causing a problem, that's actually causing a problem for you. This is what you want to pay attention to, right? And the last one is the 5 whys. That's the one that I'm gonna give to you. That's really kind of simple and easy to understand. We don't have to do a lot of writing. Like, I'm gonna give y'all that, and to be honest, as a gift, because that, if you use that, I promise you, if you use the 5 whys and your biblical wisdom that you already have, when you got problems, I guarantee you're gonna fix that. You're gonna fix that issue. These tools can be used as standalone tools, or in some cases in conjunction with another the scriptures, to drill deeper into potential causes. All right, now go to the second slide. Because right now we know that the first step is identifying potential causes, brainstorming. Right? So here we go again, identifying potential causes with the fishbone diagram. All right, fishbone diagrams, also known as cause and effect diagrams, are employed to help teams brainstorm possible causes of a problem or effect and nationally group potential causes together. This diagram is called a fishbone as it resembles the skeletal structure of a fish once completed. Now, I would want you to go back to this video and pause it right here whenever you get into your issues, or screenshot it right here. And then what you do is take a piece of paper when you have a problem and write this out. You know what I'm saying? Because right now you can't write on it, right? So this is just like the diagram that you just seen before. It's just more elaborate and more detailed. Over here on the far left, all of those things that we brainstormed and thought was potential causes: covetousness, discontentment, lust, right? All those things, we'll list them here. Our goal is to get down to the root of the issue, right? So if you go all the way to the far right, the problem statement is basically just a written statement of what your problem is. If you're thinking about what your problem is, whatever your problem is, you can say, my kids don't want to go to school no more. They keep skipping school. That could be your problem, right? Whatever the problem is, you can put that right here on the far right side, right? The potential causes on the left, the actual problem statement right here. Now you can list all these potential causes in these categories, main category B, C, A, whatever. However you want it to look. When you finish, you're going to go into this other tool that we're about to get into. Once you have this stuff listed that you can visually see it, it's going to help you to put it into a 5 whys or another type of tool that's more simple. Or you could just start with your problem statement. Like I said, the problem statement is just your problem that you're having. You can just start with the problem that you have and toss that straight into the 5 why tool. I'm gonna show you how next, right? I'm gonna show you how to just not even if this is too complicated for you, or if you're not into this type of thing or whatever, I'm gonna show you a simpler way. You can just take the problem statement and we're gonna get into the 5 whys tool, which is very simple. Right. So move to the next slide. All right. Still talking about the fishbone diagram, brainstorming, right? We know this. This is just giving you a better look at what, how some people make their diagrams or whatever. Go to the next slide. Right. So now we are into the meat of the 5 whys. Identify potential causes, the 5 whys, right? The 5 whys technique is a classic approach to root cause analysis of a problem situation by asking the question why a number of times. While the name of the approach contemplates 5 iterations, this is a recommendation only, right? True root causes generally are deep. That's why I told you I want y'all to kind of go deep with me. Not as simple as first suspected. In order to get long-lasting and far-reaching corrective actions in place, the true root cause must be found. If problems are identified before enough questions are addressed, then the problem will diminish at first, but will often resurface. So if you don't this is why people always got the same problems over and over again. You ever wonder why, you know what I'm saying? You got certain brothers or sisters who always need money. They always need something. They always need this. Brother, sister, pray for me. I'm going through this. I'm going through this. A lot of times it's because they don't know how to eliminate their problems. They don't know how to find the root cause and eliminate it. They keep going through the same thing over and over again. What is the definition of insanity? Right? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. So if that's you, I suggest you use this science and, of course, the Bible first. But I suggest that you use this logic, right? The 5 whys technique can be used in conjunction with a fishbone diagram, like I told you earlier, to identify potential root causes, or can be used as a standalone tool to formulate potential root causes. The 5 whys technique digs deep into the root of the problem. You want to go into the root of your covetousness. You want to go into the root of your discontent. You have to. You need to go into the root of your lust, the root of these things that are motivating you to do things that nobody likes. If everybody out here is saying, bro, you going the hell off, then more likely you going the hell off, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. Like you're not the only one that's right and everybody wrong, right? Like I hate when people do that. Like they just gotta make themselves right, but everybody else wrong because you're the 33% elect. And you just know more than that. The Lord is dealing with you more than the elders. You know that this doctrine, is this how the doctrine's supposed to be? Or it's like you don't know shit though. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest with you. You don't know a damn thing. At the end of the day, as long as some of the people have been in this truth and still doing it, making the same mistakes, you don't know a damn thing, and you need to be honest about it and have integrity and change it. Straight up. Go to the next slide. Salaki. Bob Gasham. Right now, let's get into. I would like y'all to go back and pause this and keep this in your and screenshot this and keep this in your back pocket, right? So how you take that root? How do you get to the root cause? Right? You take that problem statement and you ask why, right? So the first thing you do, number one, is you take that problem statement and you ask why, and you just keep asking why with whatever answer you come up with. So the first answer, you ask why that happened, right? And so what we're going to go with right now is a example from a call center where they've been experiencing a bunch of complaints and they've been having a lot of problems, right? So question number one. Why do we have an increase in customer complaints? All right, the answer, I'm assuming that they did enough research. They brainstormed, right? And they said, and they came up with, they did a process of elimination. And they came up with, it's because of late orders. That's why the customers, most of the complaints, they might be looking at a spreadsheet or something like that, and they could see that 75 out of the 85 complaints was because of late orders. So you want to make sure that you're being honest, that you're giving the right answers in each one of these. Because if you give the wrong answer, by the time you get down to number 5, you're going to have the wrong answer there too, right? So you want to make sure that each one of these answers that you come up with, because a lot of people don't want to be honest with themselves about what's wrong about what they're doing. If you're not honest with yourself, just throw this out of the window with the bath and with the baby water and the buckets, right? Because it ain't gonna work for you. You got to be honest with yourself. You have to have integrity. All right. So number 2, why do we have late orders, right? So I'm assuming, right, they did the research and their best answer, this is your best answer, is because the orders don't leave the restaurant on time. I'm assuming they have enough information to make sure and verify that this is accurate. All right. So now, why don't the orders leave the restaurant on time? Right. That's number 3, right? Why don't the orders leave the store in time? Okay, because the cooks received the order 10 minutes after the call was received, not instantly as they should. So there's a lag time in how the cooks receive the order. The cooks need to receive the order as soon as it's made. So what? Maybe they need to get a computer. Maybe they need to get software that when the order goes in, they can see it on the screen in the back. I'm just thinking out loud, but I'm just saying this is the way that I come up with solutions for problems, right? And you should too. Number 4. Why do the cooks receive the orders 10 minutes after the calls were received? Because the new order entry method takes longer. So whatever method they came up with, something new. That's why I always say, even in the truth, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Brothers and sisters be trying to reinvent the wheel with doctrine, trying to reinvent the doctrine, trying to change the doctrine and reinvent it. No, you don't want to do that, because sometimes, as you can see here, when you create a new method, right? When you create a new doctrine or a new method, you actually sometimes you make mistakes with that new something. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with the old method. You just want to make a new method to say you're doing something in a new way now. But you don't need to reinvent the wheel when you're solving problems. This is something that I learned. It's a professional thing that helps me be right. This helps me be right when I finish up my work. I'm right because I have integrity, I have honesty with my answers, right? And what I'm trying to do. The new order method takes longer. What does that mean? they need to go back to the old method, or they need to create a better method that they actually think about more, and that like I said before, maybe have an instant way to get that order back into the kitchen. All right, number 5, why does the new order entry method take longer? Because the employees were not properly trained. All right, so my answer was maybe they couldn't get it back to them so they could see what they need to do. But they say that the employees, according to their information that they have, right, and according to the data that they've collected, the employees were not properly trained. So how do they eliminate the root cause of this problem? If they go back and they train all the employees properly, then they should obviously they shouldn't have this 10-minute delay, right? So you see how simple that was. All you got to do is take your problem and put it as number 1, and drill down by asking why. By the time, even before you get to number 5, a lot of times, by the time I get to number 3, I've already solved the problem. But it's research involved for me on my end, because I got to go out and interview people and stuff like that and find the real answers. But you should know these answers if it's pertaining to you, if it's something that's pertaining to you. I might have to go interview somebody and they might be lying to me, right? So this is one method that I know works. I know for a fact it works. You know what I'm saying? It just does. Now let's go to the next slide. Purpose of the 5 whys, right? So what's the purpose of all this, Josiah? Why you taking us here? It helps assign a cause to the correct subcategory, right? It helps you dig deeper, right? It guides the team to deeper root causes. It provides link from effect to the cause, right? So from the effect all the way to the root cause, it gives you a link to follow that you could logically look at and not just be thinking in your head. Because when you're sitting there thinking in your head, a lot of times you get confused. You're like, damn, where was I? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to write it down. You got to create a diagram. Use the tool. I use the computer though. I don't write it. I use my laptop and I put it in place, right? But you too can use such tools to help you eliminate your problems. And I mean, some of these problems will be people. Some of these problems will be people that's bringing problems into your life. You'll find that. I guarantee you'll find that when you employ the 5 whys, the fishbone, the brainstorming, all these techniques that Salakia through the gifts of the Most High, through the praise, through everything that the Most High gives me that I'm giving to you. Go to the next slide. Oh, that's it? That's the last one? Because I know I got a presentation that's like 300 slides that I do, that's that I actually teach classes on. Over there, in the world where brother got to go to make money sometimes, right? So at the end of the day, now we about to get into the New Year topic, right? But I want to say a few more words on that covetousness. At the end of the day, Israel, I just gave y'all the Bible and some logic on how to root out this covetousness, this wickedness, or any problem that you have, right? So use it. You know what I mean? Use it. Take notes. Go back. Replay it. Whatever you got to do, use it. And we want to see Israel get better. We want to see Israel get better. That's it. At the end of the day, I expect the people who I know will be watching this to make progress in life, period, with or without this. But I do expect it because we're committed, right? So at the end of the day, man, we about to get into this New Year's topic. New Year, new you, huh? Is really? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna be new? Or are you gonna be the same old person? Because you don't even know how to track time. You don't even know that the construct of time right now is not even accurate, right? It's not the new year. How is it the new year in the dead of winter? Like, I know a lot of people, when they teach on the New Year's, they say the same thing, but just you got to think about it. How does a new year begin when there's no leaves on the trees? When the tree, when there's no leaves on the bushes? You know what I'm saying? When it's 35 degrees below, you know what I'm saying, in some countries. When it's 10 degrees below in some cities in America, KK Cup. How is it the new year, right? Everything that we've learned in America, everything that they've given us is just paganism and lies. It's just things that's gonna keep us away from the Most High God. It's just things that's gonna not help us get our blessings. And they know this. That's why your oppressor is never gonna teach you how to get out of oppression. He's not gonna teach you how to get your blessings. He's gonna teach you how to do things that's going to handicap you. And that's what is going on in the world. That's exactly what is the problem with so-called Blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics. You fell for the okie doke. We did too, but we just woke up, and now we trying to, and we not just bringing this out with no information, with no study, without we just not being discontent and bringing this out as a motivation from being discontent, because that's what a lot of people think. They think we just went through stuff in life and now we hate white people. Nah, it ain't. That's stupid. We're not stupid people. Like, you might think that simple, but Israelites are not that simple. We don't think surface level like that. But that's the way people are. At this time of year, people are gonna say New Year, new me, set up all type of goals, and they're not gonna get to them, right? People are not gonna see the results because they're not putting God first and they don't know how to. At the end of the day, that's one of the biggest problems that I see with so-called black people, Native Americans and Hispanics, is that you're closing doors for yourself, right? Why would you do that? You already have Donald Trump and this wicked system right now closing all types of doors for so-called black people, right? Orange Man is... Man, he just signed an order, right? And I'm pretty sure it wasn't even his idea because he don't even think that deep. These are the people that's in the Senate and the House that's been wanting to implement this type of stuff for the longest, that's getting the nod from Orange Man every time because this is what they've been wanting to do. And he just got that hatred for you already anyway, innately. Trump just, what he did was, he signed an executive order that basically discredited certain degrees, college degrees. Now, I know a lot of Israel be like, we don't care about no damn college degrees anyway. So what? But let's be honest. Some people did go to college. Some people have degrees. And by that being devalued, that takes money. That takes the ability to make money in certain ways from them, right? So this is a big deal. Certain professions like nursing, engineering, certain people like nurses, engineers, people that have business degrees. It's crazy that Trump, they made these degrees non-professional now. The social workers, physical therapists, all of these different things, right? When you think about it, who are the people that work in those fields the most? I mean, when you think of professional black people, what are the fields that they mostly work in, right? A lot of black people work in fields like social work, working with other people. They work in fields like nursing. A lot of not just blacks, Native Americans, Hispanic. A lot of our 12 brothers of the 12 tribes work in these fields of agriculture, engineering, right? So what does that do? Salakia. For me, burping and these different things. But anyway, what does that do, right? What does that do to the people that need to pay for 4 years of school and they don't have the finances to, right? Because what making those degrees non-professional does is it makes it where they don't qualify for the big loans. So they already about to get these loans and this debt anyway. That's gonna really mess them up later. They're already doing it anyway. But now what Orange Man just did is making sure that your kids, right, the next generation, they won't be able to get full scholarships for nursing and engineering and all these different things. If you don't know that that's what's going on, your children won't be able to get these certain education because they can't pay for it. And if they don't get this education and they don't become these certain things, what's going to happen? A lot of times they end up doing something that they shouldn't be doing or not working at all. But we need to go into the fields and the trades anyway. But all I'm saying is if you think about it, what they're doing, what these bastard Edomites are doing is they are building walls for your children, for our children, for the next generations. They're building walls so that our offspring won't be educated enough to basically survive at a high level. They're going to end up in the lower class and in the poor and in poverty if they can't pay for such. If they don't get a scholarship and they can't pay for their degrees or whatever, or even their trades. So these bastard Edomites, they already took away like the Pell Grants and the things that come from the Department of Education, right? The little small 3, 4, 5 bands that they used to give you for your books and stuff, they already took that away. So if you're a student, if you're looking at the kids coming up now, if they want to go to college and they can't pay for it, they're not getting no Pell Grant. They're only gonna get like maybe a third of what they would get for a loan, and then they gotta go work they ass off 8 hours or something like that and try to go to school at the same time. That's the only way they're gonna be able to have money to pay for it. And they really not gonna, they probably still won't unless they go to a company that pays for your school or something like that. Unless, because like people like FedEx, companies like that, they'll pay for like a percentage of your education. So unless they working for a company like that, they'll probably never get they probably won't get into the 6-figure range of pay until late in life.
That's right.
Or, our people could start picking up trades and becoming entrepreneurs and just saying the hell we're working for the white man. We'll employ each other and we'll make sure that we find a way to put some money out there for money for our children, because that's what they're doing. So while you talking about all this new year, new me stuff, yeah, new year, but old you, right? Because Trump ain't trying to let you grow. You know what I'm saying? These wicked bastard Edomites are not trying to let anybody in the 12 tribes grow, because they know that's eventually, if we was to gain wealth and to gain power, they scared of that get back. And we're not even gonna be the ones to do it. That's the crazy part. Esau, you can't escape your judgment. Esau can't escape what's coming to him. But they're gonna do these things and think they can. So they're slamming doors on you every day. And you up here talking about new year, new me, with no type of understanding of the time and how the Gregorian calendar came into play, and how the Julian calendar used to be a 10-month calendar, right? And it was inaccurate. We're gonna get into all that, right? So we don't even understand the construct of time, most people. And when I say we, I'm not talking about you learned Israelites. I'm talking about so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics who think you know something, but you only got the education of the white man. You have no edification from a spiritual lens, right? Give me Ephesians 4:23. Let me get Ephesians chapter 4, verse 23.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 23. And be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness.
Right. So talking about new year, new me. No. Be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Don't be renewed in foolishness in Janus worship. Because a New Year's resolution is actually a ritual to the god Janus. Whether you know it or not, we're gonna get into that too. Right? Don't be a pagan worshiper, right? At the end of the day, when you're trying to put on the new man, that has nothing to do with a New Year's resolution because it's not even the new year. It's the dead of winter, right? The new year is in the spring, Aviv, between March and April. The new year is when everything is blooming, right? The new year is right before when the Lord's Passover happens. It's not in a month that was created by Pope Gregory, right? By the Gregorian calendar. January and February, this is created by Pope Gregory, right? So January the 1st, the pagan Romans created that, man. Basically, let's put it like this. You're not going to be new year, new you. You're not going to be new if you're not renewing your mind. You're not trying to put on the new man, and that's according to keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Bible. Now let's get Romans. Keep reading on that Ephesians.
God, verse 25. Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another.
Right. What's your New Year's resolution? Lies. Nothing but lies. Because you basically you worshiping the god Janus by doing that ritual. It's not even New Year's yet. So it's lies. You live in a lie. You're making a resolution based off a lie. And now you're even getting into idolatry. And your covetousness is idolatry. So now you're gonna be idolatrous on all these holidays too. You finish. If you're a person that's doing this, you finish. Straight up. Let's get Romans 12:2. Romans 12:2. Because you're not putting off the old man. You're not doing anything new on a day that's not even a new day. You know what I'm saying? It's not new. That's if we just understand that, and then we go into the facts of the matter, right? Which is all of this is just a construct from people who wanted to make a more accurate calendar because the previous calendar, first of all, some pagans, but the previous calendar had a short 10 days because it was short 11 minutes every year. So after like a certain amount of years, the calendar was clearly inaccurate. But read that Romans 12.
God, this is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
Good. So be renewed in your mind, not renewed in the new year, in the fake new year, right? Be renewed in your mind, man. That's what transforms you. And how do you do that? Coming back to these laws, statutes, commandments, right? That's how you are acceptable, and that's how you are doing a perfect will of the Most High God. Colossians 3:10. Colossians 3:10. Right. See, blacks, Native Americans, Hispanics, you got to renew your mind, and that's how you do it, man. By following these laws, statutes, and commandments, it will transform you into a righteous man or woman of the Lord.
This is the book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 10. And have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge, after the image of him that created him.
Right. Be renewed in knowledge, right? Don't let these walls and these roadblocks that these devils are putting up stop you. Be renewed, right? Let's get to 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16.
That's right.
We're going to read down to 18.
God. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4, starting at verse 16. For which cause we faint not, but through our outward man, Salakia, start over. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day.
Right.
So
don't faint, because that outward man can be renewed day by day, not just on the so-called first day of the year, right? No, day by day. Read on.
Verse 17. For our light affliction is Salakia. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal.
Right. Remember I told you some of these sins, some of these types of covetousness and this other stuff, you can't see it, right? You gotta have a spiritual eye to see it. Yeah, some of these things are unseen, but the things that are seen are temporary, right? They're temporary, right? So basically, man, y'all out here in the world, if you just coming into this truth, or especially if you not in this truth and you just, you may just look at us and watch from time to time, y'all got to get it together, bro. And because I know that people that be carnal and worldly, they celebrated New Year's last night.
That's right.
Talk their butt off. They was out celebrating. They was out there popping some bottles and drinking, or they bust their gun or something. Now, I wanted to bust my guns too. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I wanted to bust my guns too, but I will not participate in a pagan ritual or any type of celebration that is going along with paganism. I just refuse to participate in it. But yeah, I want to get out there and let off 17 rounds. I want to let the AR off. I want to let everybody know, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you come through this door, your ass is grass. But nah, they just gonna have to find out if they try it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not participating in no rituals, right? The context in what was just brought out is in verse 14 and 15. You know what I'm saying? So we just gotta renew our spirit, right? Let's get Lamentations 3 and 23. Lamentations 3 and 23. All right. Let's not be confused and baffled about the days and the times and you know what I'm saying, dealing with paganism and pagan. Let's not be confused about that. Let's be clear about it and what we need to do. Now the hard part for those who are kind of new or still in the world, now is the hard part is stopping the behavior, right? Or staying away from the people that might cause you to fall into that, right? So with that, you got to get with some righteous brothers and sisters and try to hang with them more, man. Like, it's the only way. Read that.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 3 and verse 23. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness.
Right. What is new every morning, right? Go to verse 22 right quick.
Verse 22. Salakia, it is of Yahweh's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not.
Right. So Yahweh's mercies, go back to verse 23. The Lord's mercies, right, are new every morning, not just on the first day of the year, right? the new year, new me. The Lord is not just merciful for you on this one day that the so-called white man said is the new year, right? Every morning, this Bible tells you, every morning, you know what I'm saying? All you got to do is understand that every morning is a new day for you. Pray, repent, and move on and just live your life, right? Every morning you get a different chance. You get a new chance, right? The Lord woke you up. So, you know, it's not just January the 1st. It's not, don't wait. You can just wake up any day and say, you know what, I'm gonna go lose 30 pounds. I'm gonna get me a new gym membership and just do it, right? Don't put together this elaborate plan in the name of New Year, you know, New Year's Day. It's a new year, new me. No, put together that elaborate plan any day and stick with the Lord and get it done. Stick with the Lord and get it done, right? Let's go into a video about the paganism that's in this Folly Day. Because, you know, when we was in the world, we celebrated it. We didn't know it was pagan. So, yeah, we said, what's wrong with, you know what I'm saying? We said things like, you know, we're just doing it for the children, or what's wrong with just celebrating one day? You know, what's wrong with it is idolatry. That's what's wrong with it. Idolatry, Exodus 20:3. We read it earlier, right? That's what's wrong with it. Not only that, it's not really the first day of the year, right? That happens in the spring equinox. We're going to get to that. We're going to actually get to that in the last video. So let's just get into this the pagan holiday Janus, right? Let's get into that first video, Abner, that I sent you. Not the last one that I got the Revelation scripture after, right? But the first one the first one that has Revelation 18 in it, right? Go to that one, because I don't want it to be. This the one, right? Let's just hit play, y'all. Go ahead. Make sure it's the right one.
You've been lied to your entire life. The new year doesn't start on January 1st. That date and all the traditions that go with it are a deception rooted in the worship of a two-faced pagan god. In the next few minutes, I'm going to prove it to history and the Bible, and I'll reveal the one true new year that has been hidden from you. For most of the world, the new year shows up with fireworks, parties, and a list of resolutions. We all count down the seconds to midnight on December 31st, raise a glass, and celebrate the start of a fresh calendar. But what if this whole tradition is built on a lie? What if you've been taking part in an ancient pagan ritual without even knowing it? The truth is, celebrating the new year on January 1st isn't some neutral secular holiday. It's a man-made tradition with deep pagan roots. Following it is like trying to navigate a city using a pirated, outdated map. It might look real, but it leads you away from the true destination set by the city's original planner. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of history and expose the truth about when the year really begins. So, where did January 1st even come from? To find the answer, we have to go back to ancient Rome. The start of their year had originally been in March, but by 153 BC, they made January 1st the official first day of the civil year, mostly for administrative and military convenience. Later, in 45 BC, Julius Caesar introduced his Julian calendar, which cemented January 1st as the start of the year for the entire Roman world. But this date wasn't just picked from a hat. January was named in honor of Janus, the Roman god of beginnings and doorways. He's the one with two faces, one looking back into the past and the other looking forward into the future. The Romans would kick off January 1st by offering sacrifices to Janus, decorating their homes and holding wild parties, all to get his favor for the coming year. But the roots go even deeper than Rome. Thousands of years earlier, the ancient Babylonians celebrated their new year, Akitu, around the spring equinox in mid-March, which was tied to the rebirth of the natural world. When you stop and think about it, doesn't it seem strange to celebrate a new year in the dead of winter? It's like throwing a birthday party for a tree in January when all its leaves are gone and it looks lifeless. The real celebration should be in the spring when it bursts back to life. The January 1st celebration is a man-made idea artificially placed on the calendar to honor a pagan god. And the pagan echoes don't stop with the date. Many of the traditions we see today are like drinking from a river that was polluted at its source. Even if the water seems clear now, the original contamination is still there. In Spain, people eat 12 grapes for 12 months of luck. In Denmark, they smash plates to get rid of bad spirits. In Panama, they burn big dolls to drive away negativity. These aren't just quirky customs. They're leftovers from a superstitious pagan worldview that looks for luck in rituals instead of blessings from God. Now, you might be thinking, what's the big deal? Is it really that bad to watch some fireworks and make a resolution? The problem isn't wanting a fresh start. The problem is the origin and the style of the celebration. The Bible is crystal clear about separating ourselves from the traditions of the pagan world. In Romans chapter 13, verse 13, the Apostle Paul warns believers to walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness. The whole vibe of many New Year's Eve parties is the exact opposite of the conduct God calls for. What's more, the Bible strictly warns us not to adopt pagan customs. In 2 Corinthians chapter 6, we're asked, "What communion hath light with darkness?" Trying to mix these pagan-rooted celebrations with a life dedicated to God is like trying to mix oil and water. No matter how much you shake them, they will always separate because they simply don't belong together. The passage ends with a direct command.
God. So all the things that I've said already anyway, but for some people, they gotta hear the so-called white man say it. They gotta hear, whoever they think is authority on it say it, right? So said all the same things. Basically, y'all got to come out of all this paganism, all this wickedness. How is it that you've lived, however long that you've lived in your life, and you don't know this, or you don't think this is important? You don't care about this. You don't think that it does anything, like it does anything, to you for the afterlife. You don't think any judgment comes behind it. Like, I think our people think that Christ died so that they could just do whatever the hell they want to do, for real. Like, not that he died for, us to have grace and mercy, and have a chance at the kingdom. I think people think that Christ died for them to just do whatever it is that they heart desire, and that's not why, right? It's just stupidity. Give me Revelation 18:4. With this one, I don't think we need to let Esau start going into the scriptures. He ain't bringing it out how we bring it out. But so we done with that video. Esau trying to go into scriptures. Nah, we good. Revelation 18:4 through 5.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 18, starting at verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities."
Right. So come out of the abominations, the witchcraft, the idolatry, the celebrating the folly days, which is idolatry, the covetousness, which is idolatry, come out of all that stuff, right? Come out of her, my people, right? Because that comes from Shalaki, the world and worldly spirits. And you don't want those spirits on you, especially covetousness. You don't want those spirits on you because they're going to manifest into something else, especially covetousness, right? So, yeah, man, come out of the world. Come out of that, right? It's classic scripture, Zechariah 2 and 6 through 7. Zechariah 2, chapter 2, verse 6 and 7.
Kind. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 2, starting at verse 6. Ho, ho, come forth, and flee from the land of the north, saith Yahweh, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of heaven, saith Yahweh. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwelleth with the daughter of Babylon.
Right, man. So you got to come out of the traditions of man, right? That's what the Lord telling you. Come out of the traditions of man. Come out of this world, right? Be delivered, right? Right now you dwelling with the daughter of Babylon. You got to come out of that, right? And when I say that, that's physically, that's mentally, that's spiritually, that's in every way. In every way. You have to come out. This is what we commanded to do. So why, if you say you love the Lord, you know what I'm saying? If you say you love the Lord, why are you either still doing pagan activities or you getting caught up in stuff like covetousness or anything else? You know what I'm saying? And don't know how to drill down and eliminate the root cause of it. How is it that you don't know how to, or you're not trying to, right? Those are questions that baffle me sometimes. Those are things that baffle me sometimes because it's like you're not seeking it hard enough. You're being lazy and doing what everybody else do. And that's just cool. I can't keep all that law. It's too much. You're just doing what everybody else do. Right? It's crazy. Jeremiah 10 and 2. Real quick. Jeremiah 10 and 2. Classic. Right? You have to come out of this world, you blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics. It's only going to lead to death or jail or just very bad circumstances. Period.
God. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 2. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Right.
So learn not from the heathens, that the pagans that started the New Year's celebration, Janus, because they wanted to celebrate their pagan god, and then Constantine in the Roman Empire wanted the pagans, which pagan just means country person, a person from the rural area. A pagan is a person that's uneducated, right? So if you're uneducated and unedified in this truth, basically you must be a pagan then. You're a heathen if you're unedified, if you're uneducated. So they call people pagans because they were the people that lived outside of the metropolitan areas, and therefore most of those people couldn't read. They were not educated. And guess what? If you can't read, if you don't live in the city where the schools are, and therefore you uneducated and you can't read, what's more likely to happen? You're going to follow dumb gods and dumb idols. You're going to follow the god of the sun, the god of the wind, the god of this, the god of that, right? Janus. If you uneducated and unedified, this is what most so-called Israelites are, right? That don't know this truth that us, brothers and sisters who wearing the fringes and doing the work know, right? This is who they are, right? And if you're listening, this is who you are, and you have to stop being a heathen and a pagan if you don't want to go into the lake of fire, because that's where you're going. Your spirit is not coming back to live again When it's finally the end, that spirit is not coming back in a new vessel. When the end actually comes, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna face that lake of fire with who? With Satan. Like hell and death are gonna be cast into the lake of fire. And you, if you off as hell, if you're off, right? And you might think I'm just talking. Is that nigga Yeshaya? You know what I'm saying? Supposed to be a cat. That nigga don't know what he's talking about. Watch. Trust me. I mean, don't trust me. You know what I'm saying? Don't trust me. You know what I'm saying? See what happens. Right now, you probably seeing judgment left and right anyway. You know what I'm saying? Just watch. Just keep on living. And you're going to find out that everything that was said today and everything that's said by all the brothers of HOI on these classes is facts. 100% facts. Unrefutable facts. Irrefutable. Let's go to that last video and we're going to start winding it down a little bit, y'all. We're going to give y'all a little bit of relief. We're going to start winding it down a little bit. In a little bit, in a few minutes. So let's go to that last video, Abner. And I know time is ticking. It's 10:30. When we started 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. That's 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? We've been at it for a minute. I've been long-winded. But hopefully, if one person learned something today, then we did our job. We have done our job.
We continue to share meaningful subjects and truths unknown to the general public. Here, we dive deep into the heart of stories untold. Our mission is to enlighten, educate, and empower our viewers with information that challenges the conventional narrative. Stay with us as we embark on another journey of discovery, bringing to light the realities that shape our world but are seldom spoken of. This is TrueFlix Network, the home of the unexplored, the unheard, and the undeniable truths of our time. Today, we unravel the history of January and its deep connections with the Roman calendar and the god Janus. In this short story, we'll explore how this first month of the year came to be and its significance in heralding new beginnings. As we turn the pages back to ancient Rome, we'll discover the intriguing role Janus, the god of doorways and transitions, played in shaping not only the calendar, but also our modern celebrations of the new year. Join us as we delve into the past to understand how ancient traditions have influenced the way we welcome each new year, bridging the old with the new in a timeless cycle of renewal and reflection. This is more than just a story. It's a journey to the roots of our calendar and the myths that have shaped our understanding of time itself. Have you ever paused to ponder why the year begins with January? Why not March? Or perhaps September? The story of January, the first month of the year, is a tale steeped in history, mythology, and celestial calculations.
Our journey begins in ancient Rome, over 2,000 years ago. Originally, the Roman calendar had only 10 months, beginning with March and ending with December. January and February didn't even exist. But that changed in 713 BC, when the second king of Rome, Numa Pompilius, decided to align the calendar with the lunar year. Numa Pompilius, who reigned after Romulus, the founder of Rome, is often credited with various significant reforms that shaped early Roman culture and religion. Among his most impactful changes was the alignment of the Roman calendar with the lunar year. Before Numa's reform, the Roman calendar was based on a lunar system but was significantly shorter than the actual solar year, consisting of only 10 months and about 304 days. This discrepancy between the calendar and the solar year led to confusion and misalignment with agricultural seasons, which were crucial for the agrarian society. Numa Pompilius, recognizing the need for a more accurate system, decided to add 2 months, January and February, to the existing 10-month calendar. January, named after Janus, the two-faced god of beginnings, transitions, and doorways, became the first month of the year. February, derived from februum meaning purification, was placed at the end of the year initially. So please understand that January was not the first month yet. It was actually the 11th one. This reform expanded the calendar to approximately 354 days, aligning it more closely with the lunar cycle. However, it was still not perfectly aligned with the solar year, which led to further adjustments in later years, including the introduction of the leap year system under Julius Caesar.
Numa's changes were not just practical, but also deeply symbolic, integrating religious and cultural elements into the calendar. By aligning the calendar more closely with the lunar cycle and the seasons, Numa Pompilius helped to structure Roman life in a way that was more in harmony with the natural world and its cycles. His legacy in calendar reform reflects the broader impact he had on Roman
the 13-minute mark. Lock it, barbecue shot. Jump to the 13-minute mark.
Wisdom, religious piety, and a more peaceful approach to governance.
In 150.
Remember, every subscription is puzzle. Be part of the story with TrueFlix Network, where truth and knowledge meet.
The 13-minute mark of that video, they start going into a little something. So this really kind of basically just so I don't have to do all the talking, and they basically bring out some things, and I can just bring out the scripture. But what happened? No, he going back to it. A little technical difficulty for a second. That's all, y'all. But yeah, man, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? We gotta get. Well, we already away from that, to be honest, us Israelites. But you blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics, you pagans, because that's what you are. You got to get away from these holidays, because it's not gonna be New Year, New You. It's just not. I ain't trying to be a Debbie Downer, but if you ain't keeping the Most High first in this way, tribulation is just not gonna let you get there, right? It's not gonna let you get there. Not sure what's going on with the video, but the brother got it. It's just not gonna let you get there, man. We got too many demons to fight. I've been saying 2026 and 2025. We got too many demons to fight in 2026, right? We need tools. We need better understanding. We need the zeal and the spirit to do the right thing. Abner, you there, Art? What happened? I need to send you the link again. Okay, hold on. 1 second. You said something. Nah, the video. Yeah, let's see. You're right. Salakia, Abner. It's at the 7-minute mark. All right? At the 7-minute mark. Go to the 7-minute mark. Not the 13-minute mark. Let's move right along. Get this done. Yeah, man. So it's just me and you, Doc, huh? They ain't let me see. Onward part dropped off?
Yeah, it's just me and you know.
Con. Oh, praise us. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done. Milwaukee and Memphis, the 2 M's. HOI Milwaukee, HOI Memphis. Getting it done. Yeah, you feel me? That's a beautiful thing, man. They don't know the work that brothers done put in and brothers be putting in up there in Milwaukee, man. It's a rough city, man. It's a rough place.
That's right.
And it's a lot of work that and brothers been doing it. So, you know what I'm saying? My flowers go to y'all. My flowers go to y'all. My flowers, you know, even us, because I was one of the first up there doing it. But not the first, but the first in HOR, you know what I mean? So we got a lot of work to do with our people in Milwaukee, bro. Like, for real. You got that dog? What'd you say, Zadok?
And I was just saying, it's definitely different up here. Definitely is.
Yeah, man.
Definitely different up here.
Like Chicago Part 2.
Including some parts of the Roman Empire of the year for centuries. It wasn't until the introduction of the Julian calendar that January firmly established itself as the first month of the year across the Western world. The establishment of January as the universally recognized first month of the year in the Western world is indeed closely tied to the introduction of the Gregorian calendar in 1582. This calendar reform was a significant milestone in the history of timekeeping. Prior to the Gregorian calendar, the Julian calendar, introduced by Julius Caesar in 45 BC, was the predominant calendar system in the Roman world, and subsequently in various parts of Europe. The Julian calendar was a substantial improvement over the earlier Roman calendar, as it more accurately aligned the calendar year with the solar year by introducing a leap year system. However, over centuries, even the Julian calendar's minor discrepancies with the actual solar year, about 11 minutes per year, added up, leading to a significant misalignment. By the 16th century, this misalignment had grown to about 10 days. To restore the alignment of the calendar with the solar year, Pope Gregory XIII instituted the Gregorian calendar reform in 1582. This reform involved adjusting the leap year system to make the calendar more accurate and involved skipping 10 days to realign the calendar with the solar cycle. One key aspect of the Gregorian calendar was the retention of January 1st as the start of the year. While January 1st had been recognized as the first day of the year in various cultures following Roman traditions, its acceptance was not universal prior to the Gregorian reform. Different cultures and regions often celebrated the new year on different dates, including March 25th and December 25th. With the adoption of the Gregorian calendar, January 1st became more uniformly recognized as the start of the year. The new calendar was initially adopted by Catholic countries, but over time, Protestant and Orthodox regions, and eventually most of the world, adopted the Gregorian calendar. This widespread adoption helped standardize January 1st as the beginning of the year across the Western world and later globally. Therefore, the introduction of the Gregorian calendar was crucial in firmly establishing January as the first month of the year, unifying various cultural practices into a single standardized system of timekeeping that is still in use today. And what about January's length of 31 days? Well, that's another.
Kanye, we don't need to go into the whole thing, but yeah, basically there you just saw, even other civilizations was not keeping the Gregorian calendar at first. You know what I'm saying? Until Esau, when his kingdom split up 4 ways, and then the French and the Spanish and all these different people started conquering different places. Then those people started living according to the Gregorian calendar. People wasn't celebrating New Year's of January the 1st. That's a Roman construct, right? That's Pope Gregory. That's his construct of time. So they've sought to change the times, as the scriptures say, because they want to keep us confused. So you're a confused person if you screaming New Year, New Me. You're confused. It's confusion. The problem is you don't know history. They don't teach this in school. And so you see how simple it was to just click on this video? You know what I'm saying? You know, see how simple that was? And it's like I know a lot of people who are basically basically Gentile minded are not thinking about this type of stuff enough to even look it up. And even if they do see it, they just ignore it because they think everything is a conspiracy theory. They don't think nothing. Nobody thinks nothing is truth and wisdom no more. Like truth and wisdom is mistaken for conspiracy. And it's just like, but y'all the ones that's crazy. It's just like, wow, but y'all the ones that's crazy as hell because you run around here acting like the Lord won't kill you. So it's just madness, man, that we got to come out of. Revelation 12:2.
God, this is the book of Revelations, chapter 12 and verse 2. And she being with child cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered.
You know?
And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. And his tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born.
You had 12 and 12?
Oh, God, Salakia. I was reading from 2 on down. Salakia.
God.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore, rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Right. So they change the times because they know they have but a short time. Right? The devil is coming down to you because he know but he have but a short time. So they changing the times and all these different things. So you don't even know, you know, if you a worldly person, you don't even know when the new year starts. You think it starts January the 1st, when it actually starts during the Viv, right? During that first full moon, right, of the year, which would be starting from the first month. It's the 4th full moon of the calendar year. The 4th full moon of the 2026 is going to be around the time that Passover comes, right? We count the moons. The moons are the signs of time. The Lord gave us the suns, the stars, and the moons to be able to tell the time, right? So these things are, they're just constructs of trying to keep up with the solar calendar of what's going on with the solar system. That's really it. It's not the right construct of time that we living by. And so we can't take January the 1st and scream New Year, new me. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be no new year. It's not going to be no new you, because it's not a new year. And you're not grounded. You're not grounded in the scriptures and the law, statutes, commandments. You don't do what God told you to do. You don't. You do what your pastor said, and he definitely ain't taught you no law. You doing what your mama taught you, and she definitely ain't taught you no law. You know what I'm saying? You doing what your worldly father used to do, and he definitely ain't taught you no law. Let me get Isaiah 26 and 20. All right? These people, they don't know what Christ said. They don't care what Christ said, right? In Revelation. They don't care what the Bible said. People just, Happy New Year, let's drink. You know what I'm saying? Another reason to get drunk. Read that. Isaiah 26 and 20. We're going to read down to 21 too. 26 and 20.
Okay. God, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 26, starting at verse 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee, Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. For behold, Yahweh cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain.
Salakia, you go back to verse 20 real quick. Read verse 20, Salakia.
Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed.
Right. So come out of this world, bro. Come into the chambers of the Lord, right? Hide thyself, because he's about to come down with his wrath. The Lord is about to come down with his wrath. You can't see that? We're getting all the signs. We're getting all of the prophecy. Everything is happening, and you see things that you've never seen before. He's about to come down with his wrath, man. You got to get right with the Lord before it's too late. This is encouragement for you, Israel, right? You got to come back to the Lord before it's too late. Come into his chambers, right? Come serve the Lord, right? Let's get Proverbs 14 and 12. It's the only way you hide yourself. Come and sit with the Lord, right? Stay out of that madness, man. Let's get Proverbs 14 and 12.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
Right. So it might seem right to you to celebrate Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, right? It might seem right to you to covet sometimes, or it might seem right to you to look at another man's woman and try to holler at her when, you know what I'm saying, when he walk off. But there's a way that seem right to you that ain't right, and the Lord will kill you for that. You got to remember that. There's a way that you think is okay. You think that's cool. You think that's all right because the rap and hip-hop culture is all they put. But that's a quick way to death. How many brothers and sisters we seen getting caught up in adultery and dying in that same moment? You know what I'm saying? Like the rapper Trouble from Atlanta. I think I did a lesson that had after he had got shot and killed, caught in another man's apartment, right? Dealing with his woman. All right, so there's a way that seem right, that seem like that's cool, all right, but the Most High will get you in the end, and it's not gonna take that long. Y'all be thinking y'all got forever to keep doing this. No, right now his indignation, as we just read in Isaiah, is coming down. And let's end it off with Psalms 51 and 10. The book of Psalms, chapter 51 and 10.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 51 and verse 10. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew in me a Salakia, and renew a right spirit within me.
Right.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me.
Right. So at the end of it, man, be renewed in the Lord. Right? Not in a man-made date. Not in the so-called New Year. Right? Janus's holiday. Be renewed in the Lord, not the new year. Be renewed in the Lord and not a man-made holiday. And with that, that's the end of my lesson. And if one person learned anything, we did our job, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I just want to say positive vibes to the 12 tribes. Who got next? We got next. Forever. How long? Forever, right?
Ever.
What we going to do? Take the kingdom. What we going to do? Take the kingdom, right? Yeah. When? Now. When? Now. right? It's our time right now. So if you want to take the kingdom, right, you got to do it right now. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua.
Shema Mashiach Yahushua. God. Mighty lesson.
God. All right. If anybody want to do the closing prayer, y'all can jump on and do it. But if you're not on here in like 60 seconds, I'm going to do it. All right. But yeah, man, if you learn one thing today, we've done our job. And if you want next, then you don't celebrate the new year.
That's right.
Good. Oh, praise us.
Say it again. Say it again.
Hey, Salakia, y'all there? Salakia, can I be heard?
Con.
Hey, Salakia, y'all there? Are we still live or not? Salakia, can I be heard? Con. Are we still live? Are we still live? Okay. All right. So we better get into the Lord's Prayer. I'm going to give y'all, hold on. Let me cut this out. Sure. We better get into we better get into the Lord's Prayer. Turn to the east. Wherever you are, turn to the east so we can close it out. All right. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakovka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Natalanawa, Lakum, Kayawan, Wasalak now, Kabawafia now, Chabawafia now, Wala'a, Tabianawa, Bonasaya 1, Abo, Hawashai now, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahata Paraf, like Walamyum, Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us for our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Oh, praise us.
Yeah.